Because we live, bitches!
Coming soon to this theater.
It's alive. It's moving. It's coming this way.
What is up, everybody? It's your buddy Brian, back for another episode of the Horror Movie Club, the club where, what do? We talk about horror movies, of course. If you're new to the stream, basically the format is we agree to watch a horror movie ahead of time. We watch said horror movie. I usually post the link on the Twitter page, and there's always a link to the movie where you can watch it for free. It's never anything that's behind a paywall. It's usually a link to Tubi or Plex or, geez, there's like 20 of those sites now, at least, where you can watch a movie, usually with commercials, but always, and this is the important thing, uncensored, unedited. And that's especially important when it comes to tonight's movie, because we are talking about the one, the only, the absolutely infamous, scummy as hell Maniac from 1980 by William Lustig. And wow, where do I even start with this one, man? Woo-wee! It is, I think, for my money, and there may be some people who would disagree with me, for my money, it is the definitive 42nd Street Grindhouse movie. If I were going to take a group of SJWs or Wokies and strap them into a theater seat, Ludovico technique, like a Clockwork Orange, pry their eyes open and straitjacket them and make them watch a movie, probably be a double feature of this and New York Ripper. And maybe Cannibal Holocaust too. Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, go for the trifecta. Go for the trifecta, you know, and just watch them squirm and scream. Yes, tonight's movie was very, very controversial when it came out in 1980 and pissed off a lot of women's organizations, especially the National Organization for the National Organization for Women, which is also the same group that got American Psycho banned when it first came out. I'm talking about the novel, not the movie, because the movie was okay because it was directed by a woman, but the novel wasn't okay because it was written by a man. Anyway, we're going to get into all that stuff, and we're going to take some look at some clips. We're also going to be talking about the Maniac comic book from Ebon Press. I've showed this off before, but man, they make some really dope stuff. And like I said, the link to tonight's movie is below in the description. So if you're listening to us talk about it and, you know, it makes you feel like I got to check that out, click the link below in the description to watch it free of charge, because that's how we roll here. And let me bring on my co-host, the one, the only, my boy, your boy, especially your boy, Matt Butch Cleaver Burke. How are you doing, son?
I'm doing great, man. Just finished watching the Maniac, and wow, that was a crazy ride. That, and I picked up the New In Flames album. That was a band, probably my favorite band.
Yeah, you turned me on to them, dude.
Yeah, it's kind of like a back to 2000 era, I don't know, album, I guess. Pretty dope. Probably gonna do a review on it on the channel. Cool. Fucking awesome album. And yeah, man, just chilling, having fun. What about you?
Oh, just feeling a little Dane Bramaged because there's an Adderall shortage. So that means that people like me with attention deficit disorder, we're trying to compensate with caffeine, and it's not working.
Oh man.
But I'm getting by. And then of course also we need to welcome tonight's special guest, Lady Ali Sanjwi. How are you doing, darling?
Why did you say my name like that?
I don't know. It's because whenever I'm talking to a younger woman, I turn into like a gay British man.
I don't think the British even pronounce their G's like in a step.
I turn into Quentin Crisp for some weird reason. I don't know why.
Well, it was weird. Hi, everybody. I am Ali Sanjwi, CG's Mistress of the Dark and resident Velociraptor. And I didn't understand the assignment, so I didn't watch the movie, but I'm watching it right now.
Yeah, you fucked up, sister.
I know.
It's all good, though.
Just what happens when you're a woman, and I'm going to fall back on that whenever I talk with you.
There you go. When in doubt. Yeah, it's all good.
When in doubt.
Yeah.
I am retarded because I am a woman. Expect very little, and I will deliver.
And then, we got to look at that face. Look at that face.
What's up, Rock?
Want to say hi to the people, Rocky?
You gonna say hi?
Hey, Rocky.
You just gonna sit there, dude?
Yeah, he's just gonna sit there looking forlorn.
Lorenzo's
He
here.
heard noise.
Hey, Lorenzo. What's up?
Yes. Everybody, I'm sorry, Pops, you want to say something?
Yeah, I just want to say hi, everybody. Thanks again, Brian, for having us out doing this.
What's up, Pops?
How you doing, Matt? Hi, Ali. He's gonna be my sidekick for the next 5 or 6 days, because his girlfriend's having that time, and she's like 9 or 10 years old now, and it just ain't gonna happen. So he's gonna be down here with me, and you're gonna hear him whining and pissing and moaning because he can't get through that gate over there. Can I tell you? It's that time of the year. I got
It is what it is.
He'll be my constant co-host for the next week. Just so y'all know. I'm gonna finish this dinner real quick, and I will be with you.
Hell yeah, man.
Peace.
Yeah. Good to see you, Pops. But yes, Ali is here tonight also to talk about her book, Egg Beater.
That's true.
Yes, indeed. And
it's not even alleged. It's actually true.
Yes, it's a fact. It's a confirmed fact. But, then again, facts are totally subjective. We are living in a post-factual society. So, make of that what you will, people.
You're welcome, Lorenzo. No problem. I love the chat.
Yeah, most definitely. Everybody in the chat, Lorenzo, anybody else hanging out, thank you so much for joining us. We really do appreciate you. We are going to be talking about MANIAC tonight. And, of course, we're also going to be talking about Ali's book, which is Egg Beater, which I am...
Egg Beater.
Egg Beater! She's
like, Egg Beater.
She's like, okay, well, why did you pick this movie? And the reason I picked tonight's movie for this book...
is because I hate women.
Yes.
Yay!
Which we all do, of course.
Shadowhawk, what's up?
What up, Shadowhawk?
Shadow.
Good to see you, brother. Yes. Ali's book appears to be very kind of like a 80s sleaze horror movie.
I take exception to the word sleaze.
Really?
It just sounds dirty and gross.
Yeah, but you say that like it's a bad thing.
It is a bad thing to be sleazy.
It's not. Not at all. I completely disagree. I loved it. I love. Look, my friend Chris.
When you say sleazy, I think of like, a woman with herpes, and that's not my book. My book is clean.
No. Well, I see. When I think sleazy, I'm thinking New York Ripper. I'm thinking Maniac.
I was gonna suggest. I was gonna suggest we watched Tromeo and Juliet.
Written by James Gunn, by the way.
Because you were like, Ali, you get to choose, and I was like, okay, and then you chose.
Yes, sorry about that, but I wanted to get that link out there so people could catch it ahead of the stream. But also we had a little bit of an incident because you had to go and call Chelsea Handler a bad word. And then, although I didn't take it that personally, because you ended up in Twitter prison or Twitter jail, and then I DM'd you, and then I ended up in Twitter jail.
Oh shit!
I know. You didn't even DM me on Twitter. It was you writing me on Facebook, and you're like, "Why did you get put in jail?" And I told you, and then Twitter was like, "No, you can't talk to her." Dude, this first prostitute looks like Willem Dafoe in the Boondock Saints.
Oh man, that is harsh. Are you sure that she's a prostitute though? Are you sure that she's a ho ho ho? Well, then again, it's like now you see, Allie didn't do her homework. She didn't watch the movie ahead of time because she didn't.
Yeah, so I'm watching it right now,
which is my bad. And so she's watching it right now. And of course, we are also going to be taking a look at pics and clips. Wow. Some of the stuff I found online is really, really, really interesting. A lot of it is from, I think it was a Vinegar Syndrome Blu-ray that came out earlier this year. Or actually, I think late last year. And as a matter of fact, let's take a quick look at this, because I want you to be aware of the straight up.
So Phil,
I wouldn't call it a moral panic, but it did cause a bit of controversy when it first came out. Let's take a look at that.
This is so
now
80s.
the latest breaking eyewitness.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
News with Jerry Dunphy, Christine Lund, Ed Arnold for Ted Dawson with sports, Johnny Mountain with the weather, and the
Johnny Mountain. Damn, that's like the second gayest weatherman name I've heard after Sam Champion.
Eyewitness News team.
Horror movie opened tonight in
thank you,
Hollywood,
Lorenzo.
especially, and all over the Los Angeles area. There's a lot of controversy over this one, which is why we're paying attention to it. Feminists in particular have said that this is a film that promotes harm to women. And Martin has more on it right now.
Oh my God. Newsflash, feminists are whining. Everyone cares.
Look at the hair, man.
And the movie is Maniac, and the billboards themselves are pretty gruesome. Moviegoers tonight told me the plot.
Did you know that originally that song, Maniac from Flashdance, was originally about a maniac, and the guy who did the song had to go back and change the lyrics?
Oh shit, I didn't know.
Really?
A man who hated his mother goes out and kills women. Besides the billboard, the picture is also advertising as
he didn't hate his mother. He loved his mother, but his mother tortured him as a child.
Right.
Get
That's
your
what I
shit
kind of gathered.
correct.
the movie the LA Times wouldn't run ads for. Now President Eleanor Smeal had this reaction to the billboard.
All I can say is that when you talk about violence towards women and brutality,
Eleanor smells nice.
She smells really bad.
Eleanor, you smell bad.
Smeagol.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but she looks like she'd be like fun to hang out with, go out on a date with.
Oh yeah, a joy.
Tonight I asked
she doesn't look like a dyke at all.
The film if they thought it was potentially injurious to women.
Yeah, I'm gonna be scared to walk out at night, really now.
I feel like that's sarcasm.
Yeah, I did.
It sounded like sarcasm.
What did you think of it?
I think it was a sick movie. It was.
That didn't look like Eleanor Smells.
Right?
The two Eleanor Smells?
I know it doesn't. Yeah,
that first one was a brunette.
Yeah. Yeah, Timothy, we were originally going to do the Abominable Dr. Phibes. Sorry about that, but we like our guest's campaign ended before we could have him on. I feel horrible about that, so we're going to be doing
dude, he's squishing her. Relatable.
Stupid, you know, but it wasn't as scary as I planned it to be, like other movies I've seen, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre or something like that.
Would you think that a movie like that would inspire violence toward women?
Because as we all know, imaginary violence leads to
He's really
real
bad
violence.
at choking though, because she can like scream. This is terrible.
Wait, you're talking.
He's talking about the movie, yeah.
You're talking about the movie as okay. Yes,
Yeah.
okay, all right.
He's choking her,
Yes.
but she's able to like scream and say stop it. He's literally the worst ever.
I think some guys might have ideas.
He gets better.
Watching this, you know, if they're sick-minded coming in here, you never know.
Right? Exactly. It's not. He can handle it, right? He can go in, watch that movie, be perfectly fine. It's those other people that may not be wrapped so tight that they're gonna watch it and then they're gonna.
He's not like the other boys.
No, not at all.
Two young men who were about to see MANIAC said movies are fiction. It's real life that's scary.
That's true.
Some guy
Yeah, no fucking shit.
like Whittaker, for instance, who's
And also, newsflash: water is wet.
convicted of doing torture and murder on young girls, but it doesn't bother you to see them.
Well, no, not really. Because
Nope.
well, it's just a movie. It's fiction. But in Whittaker's case, that's true. It freaks me out.
And he's a good-looking fellow too.
This doesn't give you
He
nightmares.
probably got all the ladies.
Yeah, with that mint feathered fluffy hair.
Yeah. For
She
the
little
80s?
pointed nose.
It's not a mullet. It's not a mullet though.
No, but for the 80s, he looks good.
I wouldn't be seeing it probably.
Good job, kid.
So far, the movie management there told me the movie is doing a fair business. This was its first day.
My word.
Aw, he's crying. That's sad.
Pearls are clutched. Yeah, people were not happy. I actually remember the first time I heard about this movie was 12 years old, and me and my friends, we took a bus into the city because this was like the age of the free range child, you know, where your parents would basically just like turn you loose and let you just run off and do shit.
The good old days.
Good old days, right? Blow up mailboxes and do all kinds of fun shit. And so I was really into Starlog magazine and Fangoria and all that stuff and Famous Monsters of Filmland. I was a monster kid, right? And back then, you kind of didn't have separate conventions. You had one convention. It was called the Creation Convention, and that would have everything at it. So that would be your comic book convention. That would also be your horror convention. That would also be your science fiction convention. Also your Star Trek, your Doctor Who, you name it, right? And I went to a Q&A and a slideshow where they were promoting this. And Tom Savini was there. And my friends and I got a seat like right there. And he was like doing a slideshow and, you know, explaining what he referred to as gags. That's what they call
right.
it. Like
the head exploding
effects.
and shit.
Yeah.
Hey, Timothy's here. Welcome, Timothy.
Yeah, what up, Tim? No, it's all good.
That was by the way, that was the silliest fucking scalping scene I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, I think it's still pretty. I still find that really hard to watch.
It looks like juice. Like it looks like cranberry juice.
I still think that's. Well, this isn't. I wouldn't say that this is Savini at the peak of his talents. I think that when it comes to the Savini's slasher effects, right? Savini, of course, was originally supposed to work on Night of the Living Dead. He couldn't because he got drafted and sent to Vietnam.
Does this guy ever cross-dress?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. He's what? Do you think he's a? He's not a weirdo. What are you?
He's not a weirdo.
Like,
what are you implying?
No.
Weird, Doug.
most of the like serial killers and stuff have stories about when they were children, their moms or grandmas like dressed them as little girls.
Yes. Lovecraft's mother used to do that too. He used to run around as a little child and tell people, "I'm a little girl."
Yeah, which is why, you know, in the next 10 years, we're going to have like a lot of matricide going on.
Oh my God. You know, it's going to be.
You heard it here first. I predict
it's going to be really bad. It's going to be really bad.
I'm like Nostradamus. All my predictions come true lately, like especially about entertainment.
Yeah, me too. Like I was right about that Henry Cavill thing. They're like, no, he's officially back. He's back. He's gonna be a Blake. I'm like, no, he's gone. No, he just signed a contract. He's doing 4 more. I'm like, they hate him. He's gone. And no, but he's a Black Adam. I'm like, trust me, he's gone. And I was right about that. And then I also think I'm gonna be right about my next prediction. My next prediction, Nostradamus. Sending it to you right now, folks. Remember these words. The next Superman will be Elliot Page.
Ew, gross. Stop it.
Watch and see. Watch and see.
Why did you do that? Why would you speak that into existence?
I'm reaching. Look. I'm peering into the future. I'm prognosticating.
Ew, stop
I'm not
it.
making shit happen. I prevent it if I could. But
she's gonna be the pink haired one that makes out with dudes.
Did you
isn't
just dead name
she?
her?
No. That's her fucking name. Fuck off. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, dude. Well, look. I want people to be happy, right?
I literally do not want people to be happy or comfortable.
No, I mean, like, I want people to be happy. I want people to be comfortable in their own skins. That's all cool. But when they go back in the Internet Movie Database and suddenly change what her name was when she
exactly,
then I'm like, okay, that's a little fucking
stop
weird.
with this memory hole bullshit. I don't buy it.
Yeah, it's
Thank you, Lorenzo. Appreciate that, brother.
Yeah, seriously, dude.
Oh, he's not very good at taking care of this hair. I'm actually a little bit annoyed.
Yeah, I mean, he's very good at procuring. He's not exactly very good at care and maintenance. So,
this kind of reminds me of Silence of the Lambs a little bit.
Well, are you familiar with Ed Gein?
I know a little bit.
Yeah, he was the inspiration for a lot of cinematic serial killers.
Yeah.
That's to say, the big ones. Psycho, Norman Bates, Leatherface in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Buffalo Bill, and Silence of the Lambs. He's sort of like the prototype, in a sense. And there is an Ed Geinish aspect to Joe Spinell's character.
It makes me sad that they put dolls in the background, though, because I have porcelain dolls and I think they're just freaking swell. So I don't understand why people find them so creepy.
Well,
they just simply are.
I even have 2 porcelain dolls that like sing songs. Like you crank the back and they sing a little song and they sway back and forth with the song. And sometimes they just randomly start playing. It's adorable. I love them.
Hey,
maybe I'll take a video of them sometime and give everyone a heart attack.
Maybe, I mean, look, I'm sure that there are people that like clowns too. I actually knew a chick in the 90s who had a clown fetish.
What the?
Yes. Like,
was she like really into ICP? I bet she would be.
Juggalo.
But she was into a band called Clowns for Progress.
Oh, no shit?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Okay.
You made that up.
No, I totally did.
Shut up. Shut the fuck up.
So,
this is, you know what is a nice touch though? The guy's like weird moaning. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it was something new. He's like, everything is it's almost like he's having an orgasm every time he's doing something.
It was, but it's like he's doing it in a way where it's like, is this guy even aware? Like, if this guy's a real guy, is he even aware of the sounds he's making? Like,
I wouldn't think he is.
Yeah, if he was a real crazy guy, I would imagine that they'd be like, "Why do you moan and make weird noises?" And he'd be like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, but he's not making those weird noises when he's creeping up on people. So
no, but when he's like putting together his, I don't know, I'm assuming it's a kill bag. It has like a machete in it and stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, we're gonna get into that real quick. Let's take a look at your campaign for Egg Beater.
Oh, okay.
69 backers, 69.
And I will pause it. I know.
Somebody has to like break that magic number.
What? Why? It's such a lovely number.
Allie, give us the elevator pitch.
The elevator pitch for Egg Beater?
Yes, ma'am.
Egg Beater is an awesome vintage style black and white comic book that is filled with horror and awesomeness. Basically, he lived with his family in his bakery, and then his whole family was butchered by thugs. They burned down his bakery, and then they poured donut oil over him, which is why he's all, fucked up looking and crazy.
Right.
So he's going out to kill his baker's dozen of 13 thugs, all the way up the chain. And while he's doing it, there are incessant puns. Nothing will go awry. You would think killing people would be a crummy thing to do. However, they totally desert it.
Oh, snap.
So yeah, back Egg Beater today. Play a role in this super unique revival. I just released the first stretch goal up there. I like Lorenzo said that my doll story gives him the chills. That's so silly.
People are freaked out by dolls, man. I'm telling you.
And I had to make another higher tier.
Dave. Whoops, Sim.
Hi, guys.
Bon matin. It's not morning, but bon matin. So, I forget what I was saying. All my higher tiers sold out really fast. So people requested more. So I made another one, and that is the Seal Your Fate tier. Hockey, my co-star of the Alley and Hockey Show, with whom I'm writing another comic that's going to be a sci-fi outer space thing. He's doing all 5 of the Egg Beater trading cards, but he will draw you being killed by Egg Beater in a fun way.
What other way is there?
I don't know. And you get a book with it. So you wouldn't have to back an additional tier to get the book.
Nice.
So,
the thing I've noticed about the drawn-in tier is people really like getting killed.
They love getting fucking killed.
The more gruesome the death, the better.
The drawn-in tiers to go into the book all sold out as well.
Nice.
That's awesome. Like for me, when I seen this campaign, I thought it would, be like a traditional slasher type. But from what you're explaining, it almost sounds like there's maybe a little bit of Punisher in there, Death Wish, right? A little revenge as well.
Absolutely. It's the Punisher meets Gordon Ramsay.
Oh, so that for me, that just makes it even better. I love it when you get the slasher and a little bit of revenge thrown in.
Oh, sure.
I don't know.
Absolutely.
This makes it more awesome to me. Like they're gonna get their fucking comeuppance.
Well, there's also like a little bit of a Sweeney Todd reference here.
Oh yeah, I see that in the Demon Baker.
That's Mo Biggs, like all the way.
Oh no shit.
Mo Biggs thought of that, and I was like, "Can I use it?" So he let me use it. The magnet there's a magnet that 6 a.m. Comics made.
I love that image right there. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but that reminds me of all those old style like Rat Fink and Monster Hot Rod guys with the gnarly fists coming out
cartoons.
The shifter. I love that.
Thornton.
6 a.m. Comics did that very kindly, and that's going to be a little magnet. I call it a beater buddy, and I've already got the magnets. There's a magnet tier.
Oh my
you
goodness.
get 2 magnets.
What it
in
says
the
right there
tier.
between his fingers. That's just
beat me. Yeah.
the double entendre is going through this entire campaign,
and also because it's not a CG campaign unless it's got the 6 a.m. sticker. Let's face it.
Right.
Well, it's not a sticker; it's a magnet.
It's a magnet, which is even doper.
Yeah, I don't really like stickers because I have like sticker fear, and then I feel like
let me guess. Everything that sticker has stuck to is, if it gets stuck to you, you're going to get whatever that sticker was stuck to.
Well,
like
here's the
stickers
thing.
are
It's
gross.
like you end up throwing shit out, right? Like, for instance, I've got, like, not all of my stickers, but most of my stickers on my computer over here, right?
Right.
Because it's just like, well, you got to use them.
Right, that looks like mine too. Everybody does
Yeah,
that.
I
Right.
can't put it on something expensive though because it
Right.
gives me like it
No, right.
It makes
goes on the
me
old
really
it goes on the old computer.
no. No, I can't even do that. I
okay.
have
It's a
problem,
magnet, so
I
then
put
it's
them all
like
over
it's
the
a sticker
filing
that you can
cabinet.
reuse.
And
Yeah,
you can put it on the
absolutely.
fridge too when you're going to fucking beat the
Put
eggs.
it
You know what
on
I
the
mean?
fridge.
Yeah, well, the last thing you want to put on your computer is a magnet.
I
But the
No, I know.
fridge,
all of my
good deal in the fridge.
on my filing cabinets.
Filing cabinet. There you
Filing
go.
cabinet, right?
Yep.
Gun cabinets are magnetic as well. Did I
Yep,
say
yeah.
that out
Gun
loud?
cabinet,
My
absolutely.
stickers when I do.
You could put it on your on if you have the right kind of grill, you could put it on your grill.
Not on the part that gets hot.
Not on the part that gets
Right.
hot. That's why I said if you have the right kind
the
of grill.
right kind, right.
Then there's another magnet, and that's that Dean James drawing down there that you went past.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, feel free to boss me around, by the way. Like
Right
up,
there.
down. Okay.
That's
Brian
the
is
Dean James
into
artwork.
that.
That's dope. I like
You
that.
get in the first tier, you get the original black and white background that the original artist did, Vinny Scatina, as a print, and then also you get a print of the Dean James artwork right here that he made. That also has the little fly. The fly's name is Frederick J. Flabbergast, and I'm hoping that if I reach my second stretch goal, that can add 4 more pages plus a comic just about the fly.
Oh, that would be so cool. Also reminiscent of the rat fink. Flies always flying around the rat fink.
Oh yeah.
And that
the hot rod.
I made that cover because I wanted the cover to kind of be reminiscent of like 80s VHS tape covers.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. This is once again why I was thinking of Maniac.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because it's also one of the legendary video nasties, which is to say, if you got caught with that in England, you might get like a 5-year sentence.
Yep.
Nice. Hey, Manticore, what's
Really?
up?
Good Lord.
Yeah, we were talking
Manticore's
about
in
this.
here.
Oh, what up, Manticore?
What is Manticore?
Everyone who backs also gets the links to download both of the songs. There's the Egg Beater theme song that is an instrumental, and then there's the Egg Beats that is more of like a hip hop thing that you can see the short version in the comic trailer. And everyone who backs gets that.
Nice. You're doing great. You're doing great. I mean, folks, definitely go check this out. Link is in the description below. And check it out and see if this is something that you'd be into.
I have to double check my contributions to make sure that I have or have not already. There is a thing, I don't know if there's a name for it, where you thought that you backed something but you didn't, or you thought that you backed something in the right way and you didn't, or you backed something and you didn't think that you backed it, so you backed it twice.
Yes.
Always.
Yes.
Yeah, I've backed a couple twice too, and it's super
Right.
embarrassing because then I'm just like, hey,
All right,
really
well,
sorry.
this better be worth something in the future.
Yeah, no, it is super embarrassing. But it's also embarrassing when you like hit people up and you're like, yeah, where's my book? And they're like, hey, well, it would have been nice if you backed it. This is why you never click the follow button, because the follow button will make you think that you backed something that you haven't backed. So never click that follow button.
Yeah, and
Fuck
junk email is your worst enemy. Seriously, like, just do a little bit of due diligence and pay attention before you throw stuff out. That's bitten me a couple of times too.
Matt, I'm just saying we need a Butch Claver apron too, bro.
Yeah, we sure do.
I was gonna make one actually.
That's embroidered. Is that embroidered? Or
Yes,
or
I'm showing
patch?
the apron because it's available as an add-on and it is embroidered. It has 2 pockets in the front.
One for each egg beater.
Yes. Look.
And that was at first only available in the Get Back in the Kitchen bundle, but then that bundle sold out in like 10 minutes. So I added that as an add-on. So, and that's selling really well as well, which is exciting because you can use that for anything really. But the cross pins thing is super cool because my artist Vinny Scatini, he just randomly designed the crossbins. So
I love how that, because that's usually what the disgruntled housewife comes after you with.
Right.
And here,
not this time.
Not this time.
You should make a yellow T-shirt with the with that on the center with blood red and
I did make T-shirts, but people didn't really seem interested in them. And then I made a bunch of Schlurp stuff because of the noise. The noise.
Right.
Schlurp, which is related to the Lucio Fulci Schlurp.
Right.
What?
The Lucio Fulci Schlurp. It's a sound effect you hear in a lot of Lucio Fulci.
If you had hung around in this show long enough, you would have figured that out. I didn't.
Hail ID.
I didn't know it. Oh, that's me.
I don't know what you're talking about either, but that the
Schlurp, it's that thing where Brian knows way more about horror movies than everybody else.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
The Schlurp noise is just like I was doing makeup tests on myself because it was supposed to be a movie first. I had a director lined up, I had actors, and I was location scouting, but I was going to do all the effects myself because that's what I went to school for. And
great, that's awesome,
badass.
And I was doing makeup tests on myself, trying to do the burns and keep my mouth like open as well in like an awkward way, basically like taking liquid latex and just like burning my mouth open kind of, and I noticed that I was like drooling, and so I went and then I was just like, oh god, that's really a very creepy noise. Like, but the actual noise is and that's what he'd be coming after you. Like you would hear that, and then you hear the as he's like pushing the egg beater because he soldered razor blades onto this egg beater so that it can be pushed into people and scramble your insides and stuff.
Oh, that's too fucking cool. Shall we take a look at the trailer?
Absolutely.
Please.
I worked really freaking hard on this trailer, so watch it.
I love this trailer.
Let's see.
That's the one, says Manicore. You're welcome.
Allie, you should email me that trailer so I can add it to the list.
A good baker isn't afraid to get his hands dirty.
Can you, are you guys getting sound?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry, I said guys when there's a ladies present.
Shut the fuck up.
Eric Hatcher is serving up vengeance, one slice at a time. The Punisher mixes with Gordon Ramsay in this deliciously horrifying slasher comic. Eric Hatcher's family is slaughtered, his bakery ruined, his body and mind broken, but he still has his hunger for revenge. This is no joke.
Nice.
That is Dillard doing the voice though, right?
No.
Really? Because it sounds exactly like Dillard.
No, that is a gamer streamer actually named Burst Angel 13. And I just saw him on Jay Longbone's channel. They were reading that crappy Gotham High novel. And I was like,
cringe.
I just fell in love with his voice because he sounds like Antonio Banderas.
I was gonna say Antonio Banderas. I
was gonna say Javier Bardem.
Yeah.
Catch some of Dillard's stream.
Except I can't understand a single freaking word Javier Bardem says, but I can understand this guy. And I was like, yo. And I looked him up, and he does voiceover work. He's done it for video games and stuff. And I was like, yo, oh my gosh, would you do this for me? And I was like, he's going to charge like an arm and a leg, but it was super reasonable, and he delivered exactly what I wanted really fast. I don't think he's Dillard adjacent. He mostly hangs out on Twitch.
Did somebody just say that? And I missed it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. Lorenzo, what's up?
But
man?
what you need to really do is watch the second video I have up there.
Oh, is that up there?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
get on that, man.
Everything up there is all videos, so.
Okay. Let me.
Because you'll dig it like a grave.
Like a grave. Sub-Zero, now just plain zero. Wait, here we go. Is it this one?
We know what you meant, Timothy.
Is this
What
it?
he meant. I don't know. I can't see anything. You just have Maniac on the screen.
Oh, okay. Let me.
Good question. I don't know.
Boomerang out.
Don't ask me questions when you're the one doing things wrong.
I'll do what I like. It's my channel. It's my stream. I will fuck up as much as I like.
Pun jokes, says Timothy. That's what I'm all about.
Right.
The Punisher. She did mention the Punisher.
That's true. Puns and I, we belong together.
Let's see.
Oh my gosh, you know what's hilarious?
Change.
I just looked over and I have a Critical Blast magnet on my little board, like right next to my computer.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
We love us some RJ, that's for sure.
It
Hail
came
RJ.
with something.
Hail RJ.
That I ordered.
Hail Pops.
Timothy,
Hail RJ.
damn you, Allie. Try harder, Timothy. It'll never work.
Okay, let me see if I can get this straight.
That reminds me of Edward Scissorhands when the dad is just like, damn them all to hell. Like he doesn't really
Alan
mean
Arkin.
it. Yeah, Alan Arkin is freaking genius.
Oh yeah,
He's great in that movie.
That's the
That's
thing
awesome.
that's going to make me watch that movie from beginning to end. I haven't been able to absorb it in all these many years.
Rowan and Argo.
I'm sorry, man. It's
Winona with blonde hair is a little tough to take.
No, it's not that. It's I saw Beetlejuice, I saw Batman, and every Tim Burton movie, it's a Tim Burton movie, and it always looks like a Tim Burton movie no matter what. And
oh god, and that same fucking music, that
Danny Elfman music, and it's
Hey, Danny Elfman is a freaking genius. He's a weirdo,
yes,
but he's
he
a
is.
genius.
I disagree. Repeat yourself way too much.
Have you heard it? No.
It's that thing though.
Have you heard his song "Little Girls"?
Yes.
I don't want to go anywhere near that.
Oingo Boingo was also.
Oingo Boingo, yeah.
We got a great song in Texas Chainsaw Massacre too.
He
just put out a new album.
was exposing like Hollywood's weirdness even then, even though he is also himself a weirdo. Are you gonna show it?
But I mean, so am I.
There's artistic weirdo, and then
types
there's
of weirdos.
You belong in jail weirdo.
I don't think he belongs in jail. I think he was
No,
exposing
he's the
people
artistic
that...
weirdo.
Right. Oh, okay. No, not that one. You can show that one, but not that one. That's not what I'm talking about.
Okay.
He just dropped a track with Trent Reznor about a year ago with his new album. I guess it's not new, but yeah, Elfman.
It's a strange song. It sounds like them together. That's all.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's like, oh, well, this is obviously Danny Elfman and.
Well, they're both film composers, so that's probably how they met. I remember watching. There was a roundtable discussion of film composers. They were both at that, so I wouldn't be surprised if that led to a conversation and then probably them hanging out and then maybe deciding to work on something together if they clicked.
It just kind of looks like they made it in like Trent Reznor's backyard, though, like the video.
Yeah,
it's
totally.
like,
Well, I mean, you notice music videos used to have like $1 million budgets, not so much anymore.
Yeah, this one they were just like, "Hey, let's take our iPhones and like film our backyards, you guys." I was like,
which is fine, I guess.
This one,
I agree with Timothy Olsen's last statement.
Hello, boils and ghouls. It's your old pal, John Cusier, the voice of the Crypt Keeper. And tonight's terror tale I call What's Cooking? That's right, Eric. This is a special shout out just for you. I understand they call you Egg Beater.
awesome.
Yes, I know, because you're a cook or you like to bake. Actually, you're a baker. You know, there's the butcher, the baker, and the undertaker. It's a little different fairy tale than the one the others tell. But listen, Allie wanted to wish you one hell of a good time, you know, because you have a long life ahead of you and an even longer death, which means you have to enjoy each and every day. And of course, every night. Well, listen, someday we're going to have to get together and, exchange baking recipes. Have you tried my lady fingers? They're delicious, although milady was not so quick to part with them.
Now, the only thing that could have made that better would have been if he'd had a mask of Nancy Pelosi.
Was that stream of?
Oh, she's more like Skeletor than the Crypt Keeper, to be perfect.
Was that like on the spot?
Yeah, he did. He made all that stuff up
Right
awesome.
then and there.
Yeah.
He wrote
my
all
God,
that, or what?
That's better than Jay-Z rap.
All I did was say, like, my friend Eric is suffering a loss, so could you give him a perk up talk, like a feel better? And he did that.
Wow,
nice.
Yeah, it was freaking great.
Awesome.
Dude,
I'd love to have him do something like that for me.
He's a really good writer.
Yeah, he is.
Seriously.
I was like, it'll be perfect.
Awesome.
Everybody loves the Crypt Keeper, and
Oh, yeah.
he'll say puns.
Yeah, he totally. Well, I love Tales from the Crypt Keeper. You know, like even the cartoon. Me and the kids watch that.
Yeah.
I actually
and
have
Tales from
like some
Crypt.
of the action figures from that cartoon.
Yeah, I love that cartoon too. It's so fun.
There'll be a part where I reach.
Oh, here we go.
Do it.
There's
Find
a toy.
something.
Get the toy.
It's not the show without the toy.
You have to have the
Gotta
relevant
bust out the
toy.
toys, dog.
But it's the werewolf.
Yeah, that's from the
figure.
Crypt Keeper, the cartoon on ABC.
Yeah, see, it's got a little switch back here. You go.
That's dope.
So.
Yeah, kids love that cartoon.
That's
He did the
awesome.
voice of all that too, and then they
Yes,
brought the
that's
witch
cool.
in and the Vault Keeper too. And the Vault Keeper is the guy that did Magneto's voice from the Fox X-Men show. It's pretty cool.
Oh, shit. The
Yeah.
Vault Keeper from Vault of Horror, of course.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
that's
The
cool,
old,
man. That's cool, Allie. That's pretty badass. You got him.
I thought it was pretty freaking cool.
It
Yeah.
is. It was like really
It is.
good. I'm
better than
impressed
that.
I'm impressed that he didn't have a script.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I'm
homeboy can
what?
No,
freestyle.
like no practice. He's just like, okay, I'm cooking my eggs.
Well,
and
he's-
now I'm gonna do
he's
this
just
thing
been
on
doing it.
Cameo, and then I'm gonna vacuum or fold.
He's been
laundry.
doing it since before I was born. So
Yeah, right. Yeah, second
I miss
nature.
Tales from the Crypt.
Oh, it
dude.
makes you feel so old. I still remember watching that first
Oh.
episode. Actually, yeah, well, the first episode was actually 3 episodes that were put together.
That you can't find it anywhere either. Like I was searching for every I don't know I'm side quest, but I was searching for every stream site. Couldn't find any Tales from the Crypt. Amazon says it's coming, but none of them are there. You can't find the show
Wouldn't
anywhere.
that be an HBO Max thing?
It's not. It's not on
Really?
Amazon. It's not on HBO Max. I have it.
Not even in the
It's only on Amazon coming soon. Like it's not available yet.
No
'Cause
shit.
Me and the
That's
wife
so
were trying to watch
weird.
it.
I mean, why wouldn't they just have it there? It's
couldn't you torrent it? Timothy's saying they're on YouTube.
Oh shit. Well, thank you,
well,
Timothy.
yeah, there's some decent stuff.
I'm gonna get in there.
Yeah, when all else
Oh, yeah,
fails,
brother.
YouTube, right?
Thank you.
Yeah, and when all else fails, you can acquire things via nefarious means.
Yeah,
Dude,
so
actually,
right?
like my very most favorite animated cartoon from the second very most favorite animated cartoon from the 80s is going for like hundreds of dollars on Blu-ray, but I can still see it on YouTube.
Oh yeah,
I don't remember
absolutely.
him wearing that mask in the movie, dude.
Well,
I saw it. He was wearing it sort of to like
once.
pick up the chick that I just watched because I pressed play again because I assumed we were done.
Well,
and now he's driving around doing something. The camera work is super shaky though. I am disappointed.
Well, Let me get into a little bit of the history of this movie and explain why it's so greasy. And why it is the way it is.
I know the camera work above the city was shaky because they were in a helicopter.
Right. Well, William Lustig got his start in films making porno.
That's what I remember about this movie.
Is that why
directed by a skin flick director?
Is that why the hooker scene was so freaking awkward and weird?
Probably.
I don't know. Like, where is there a hooker scene that isn't?
He was
awkward?
part of like the New York scene, not the California scene.
It lasted like way too long.
And the skin flicks that they were making in New York at that time in the 70s were much darker than the ones that were being made in California. A lot of simulated, like women being taken against their will, non-consensual stuff, that kind of a
Grindhouse.
thing. Well, I mean, no, I would say this is a grindhouse picture.
Snuff. Sorry.
Well, no, I mean, definitely stuff that pushed the boundaries of good taste.
Yeah, I hear you.
Nature of the exploitation. You don't have stars. You don't have money. You don't have a budget. So what do you offer the audience? You offer them something that they can't get anywhere else. You offer them the forbidden. And what usually falls into that category? Sex and violence. And especially if you put them both together. A lot of people, especially younger people, aren't aware of this. But what drove the VHS industry and the reason why the VHS
beat out Betamax.
Yes, Beta was the better
technology.
Was the better technology, but I remember even as a kid, I was like, "Got to get a VHS because that's the one that's going to win. That's the one that's going to survive."
Yeah.
You're not
why was it the one that was going to win?
Betamax is a better technology. I remember seeing Creepshow on that many times. I would take my buddy's bus to his house. We would watch Creepshow, one of my favorite movies, and it was really clear, really crisp. But VHS beat it out.
Bedelia, where's my cake, Bedelia?
Isn't that awesome? I
watched 5 times in the theater. 5 freaking times.
5 times in the theater. I was reading the Bernie Wrightson version of that book in Walden Books in the mall while I was, unbeknownst to myself, coming down with the flu. Fever dreams at my grandmother's house. Fever dreams all night. The last piece of information I put into my head was that book, and then I got sick.
Bernie Wrightson, Bernie Wrightson was a fucking genius. So
motherfucker. I always say that there's certain artists that dominate certain genres and certain mediums.
He's the king.
Yeah. So for high fantasy, obviously it's Frazetta. Everybody's trying to reach Frazetta.
Right.
Horror, it's Bernie. Everybody's trying to reach Bernie.
Yep.
Yeah, and but that was the thing, was the porn industry was using VHS, and that's what beat out that technology. I think it's been that way all the way up to Blu-ray, right?
Yeah, I've got some 70s smut on Blu-ray.
No. What I mean is that whenever the next technology came out, it was either going to be HD, DVD, or Blu-ray were competing the same way that VHS and Beta were competing. But it was at that moment where the prawn industry was using HD DVD, and they managed to. They didn't get the field goal on that game.
No, HD DVD was, I think, used by Xbox, whereas Blu-ray was used by the PS4, if I remember correctly.
No,
or was it the PS3?
It would be the 3. I believe. I mean, because I play them on I don't have a PS4, so I know they work on the PS3.
Right.
I just watched the part where he shoots that guy in the face with the shotgun. That was actually really good.
Yeah, that was a nice piece.
That was the best gag in the movie, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, it is.
That's really good. That's very well done.
That was his gag. That was Tom Savini.
Allie, you went to school for this. You went to school for this stuff, so you know who Tom Savini is.
I am really impressed.
Do you mind if I ask where you went to school?
It was for just. It wasn't for like doing the whole special. That's for makeup effects.
Okay, your sound dropped out wildly just now. Could you repeat that, please?
It dropped out. Is this better?
That's better. Yeah. Where did
Yes,
I have a sibling that went to AIP for special effects for industrial design.
No, it was just Heritage College because it was
Okay.
it was part of it was another class that was part of another program.
Right. Well, he's not here right now. I know he's got the link, but you guys could talk for hours about special effects, model making, things like that.
So, Allie, are you familiar with Tom Savini?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
You know, this actually might
I didn't want to be a dick and be
I-
like, "What? You don't know who Tom Savini is?"
I just did that with my face.
That's okay.
Right.
I-
Well, yeah,
I
because I don't
don't-
want to be that. I always tell myself, "Don't be that dude." Right. So Tom Savini, like I said, was a guy who I think fell in love with makeup effects after seeing James Cagney playing Lon Chaney Jr. in the Lon Chaney Jr. biopic, which was called Man of a Thousand Faces.
Yeah.
And so he started out like most effects artists did, which was doing stuff to himself in the mirror,
Right.
turning himself into various monsters. He was a big monster kid. And was going to be working, doing some of the effects for Night of the Living Dead, but unfortunately, he ended up being sent to Vietnam. When he was in Vietnam, he wasn't a proper soldier; he was a photographer. And
Reference material.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
100%.
I believe
100%.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Brian, but did he not innovate the piece missing from the weapon gag?
Yes.
Where you take out that section from the knife.
The machete kill.
Exactly.
Yeah, the machete zombie in Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah.
Right? So much stuff. Incredible innovator.
Right.
So
an Olympic level fencer, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, and also a dancer.
He dances, huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like like a kind of guy that could ballet.
Allie, have you ever seen From Dusk Till Dawn?
Yeah, he was Sex Machine and
Sex Machine. He
He's
was
Sex
the one that
Machine
had
in there.
Yeah.
Yes, I've seen it.
So he's
I know.
You know what's
he's also
funny?
one of the he's the biker
so
zombie
many
from Dawn of the
times.
Dead. From the original Dawn of the Dead, he's the biker zombie
I
leader.
try and forget that
Blade.
movie.
And then Robert Kirkman, he based him off of the governor in the Walking Dead books. He looks like Tom Savini, and he's a guy that got his face blown off in here too.
Well, legit, I fucking hate From Dusk Till Dawn.
I fucking love that movie. But yeah,
I was
Tooch is
very
on.
disappointed by it.
I loved every
disappointed by
minute of that movie.
No, I know, and it has a very devoted following, and that's totally cool. What disappointed me was that because the whole concept is that it's a crime film that suddenly halfway through turns into a horror film.
Yep.
When it switched, it didn't commit. It didn't fully commit. It was too goofy. It was too comedic because it didn't turn into a horror film. It turned into a horror comedy.
I agree with that.
Right? And if it had committed 100%, that could have been one of the best movies ever. It does, however, still rank pretty high because it has Salma Hayek looking at her absolute flyest.
Well, for me, I love like the weaponry. I like the lore. Like for me,
It's fun.
what left me with that movie was the end of the movie. And you see
The
it's
last
it's,
shot
it's,
on that's with the
it's the
Aztec
top of
temple.
pyramid. It's an Aztec pyramid, and so you're going into like Aztec horror, which we've never
It's also
went into before. And then they made the TV show. I watched that, and I was just kind of like, But
I don't know, Brian.
I
If you
like
go to
that.
delve into the rom-com genre, you might think that Fools Rush In would be Selma Hayek's finest moment. But then again,
I don't know, man. I don't know
saying-
because here's the thing. I know we're getting all we're
Psych
getting off
West.
topic.
No.
But here's the
I'm not.
thing,
I don't
okay,
want to
about
go off.
Salma
into that.
Hayek. Salma Hayek in From Dusk Till Dawn. Robert Rodriguez asked her to put on some weight, and she did, and it went to all the right places.
That's not
all
the
I'm
how
saying.
much.
That's
It's
all
where
I'm
the how
saying.
much is
That's-
that?
It went
Is that
to
what you're
all
saying?
the right
It's not the how much.
places.
Is that
God
how much is
damn.
that?
God damn. Yeah,
But
she
Tom
was
Savini.
fucking
We're talking about
smoking
Tom Savini. He's
yeah, so we're
Sex
talking
Machine.
about Tom Savini. Yeah, who was Sex Machine in From Dusk Till Dawn. He also so he ended up, of course, not being able to work on Night of the Living Dead because he went to Vietnam. When he was in Vietnam, of course, the way he dealt with the trauma of what he was seeing it all through a lens and thinking, oh, how would I do this? How would I replicate that? Right? And
well, he did a really good fucking job on that head explosion.
Yeah, he did. And there's a story behind that too, right? Because he had already blown up a head for Dawn of the Dead, right? Now the exploding head in Dawn of the Dead, itself
he did that?
Story. Yes.
Oh, that's a good one too.
that's well, I mean, I was too young. I mean, I saw it in a drive-in, but I like people who were older than me like told me about like my friend Neil, who's like a screenwriter. He did the 13 Ghosts remake. He said,
I loved that. I loved it. I thought that was pretty good.
It's a good movie. You can't go wrong with Matthew Lillard.
Yeah,
right.
No, I know. That's why I like Wing Commander. I said it.
He's so good.
I know. I said
solid.
It. I just said Wing Commander.
And he voices Shaggy like.
And
Matthew
the man
Lillard
is a
made
true
that movie.
G. The man is a true G because one of his co-stars told a story about how there are kids outside of like the studio, the lot where they were shooting, right? And he was dressed up as a character because they were shooting like Scooby-Doo 2 or something like that, right? And he was like talking to this co-star, and he said, my public calls. And he walks over to the kids, and he just like turns into Shaggy. He's like, hey kids, how are you doing? Like, Shaggy! Where's Scooby? Oh, sorry, fellas. Scooby couldn't be here, so he sent me out to say hi.
It sounds like a
he
Jack
goes
in the
hard,
Box.
dude. Like he's voiced him for like 20 years, dude. He's been voicing him on like the movies.
He's
and
a
like
G.
me and the kids watched it, like the movies. Like they're pretty fun. Like I like the Kiss one.
The first one's real. The first
dude,
one, I was
with
shocked.
Courage. The one with Courage, the cowardly dog. And,
I didn't see that. I didn't.
Just came out. It's the newest one. Fucking dope. Yeah.
I love Courage the Cowardly.
I hate Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Really?
And I never watched it as a kid. I just got into it like a year ago.
I
cannot.
I absolutely cannot stand it.
So unsettling. Like
it's the exact same thing every time, and the backgrounds hurt my eyes. Like it is so terrible.
What's that dog that has all the offensive jokes and stuff? That puppet dog.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, Triumph. Triumph.
Yeah, do a movie with him. Scooby and that dog.
By the way, the guy
gold mine.
The guy who is the clerk at the sleazy motel.
That's the director.
That's the director. That's what
I had a feeling. This is director of fucking Maniac Cop, right?
Maniac Cop. Yeah,
that's why I was like Lustig. That's got to be the fucking Maniac Cop.
Come up with a title that doesn't start with Maniac,
right?
Well, that's because what happened was this came out, and Larry Cohen.
This is a weird soundtrack.
Very weird.
Yeah,
it's
early. It pops up randomly too.
Very 80s though.
Score, it kind of comes in like
that weird electronic.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like a Renaissance like soundtrack randomly. Like, what is happening?
Oh, early 80s synth scores are the shit. They're I mean, the whole new retro wave scene, which I love, is built around these kinds of soundtracks.
Right.
Some more than others. There are guys that deliberately do Slasher Dave is a guy who does music that's supposed to be like the soundtracks to non-existent sleazy 42nd Street horror movies like this.
How long you got?
Seriously.
You got.
Hey, dude, you were saying earlier, dude. I think Ripper, dude. I think New York Ripper is the fucking Grindhouse, right?
It's
pretty close, right?
It's
for me. It was Ripper, dog. Like
I couldn't. These are like neck and neck. These are like neck and neck, right?
That one was hard for me, dude. That one was hard.
I recognize the patch on his sleeve too.
Genuinely didn't enjoy that one.
That is
like Matt's enjoyed most of the movies that we've done, right? Because it's mostly movies I've already seen, but that he hasn't. And then it's always interesting to get his perspective to see what he thinks of them. Right? Because we're all different people and we come from different places, different backgrounds. So we all see the world with different eyes, which means we all see art with different eyes. And it's just interesting always getting somebody's impression. And Matt's enjoyed most of the stuff that we've done here, but like New York Ripper, that was like
for me, like it doesn't get any more like gritty and like to the ground. Like I was talking to the wife today, like I was just showing her like this stills from this movie. I'm like, you see that? There's the two towers in the background. Like this is 1970. It's dirty. Like you put any like genre in that setting. For me, it feels so realistic. I feel like anything after like the 70s and 80s, like the way they film changed to digital and just things like that. Just genres and I don't know, man. Like, I think putting things in this era just really, for me, makes it feel grounded.
The
but
cars, especially when you see
cars,
like those Gran Torinos, the LTDs, and the old Buicks and stuff.
And it was dirty back then. Like
greasy.
New York Times Square was so fucking porn. Like
dude,
well, that was one of the things
before it got Disneyfied. I remember
you had the movie Warriors was the movie Warriors because of the state that New York was in.
Yep.
And this is Robert Rodriguez right here, I think. This is Robert Rodriguez. This is El Mariachi right here.
Did it look like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Not even a little.
Did what?
Not even a little.
New York.
I lived in New York City during the 90s.
Worse.
In the 80s, I had been there.
Turtles.
And I remember, I've been there a lot as a kid, and I remember walking down 42nd Street and seeing this playing at a grindhouse theater.
Damn.
They were everywhere there, right? Because it's not like in a country like Italy, for instance, the movie theaters aren't segregated. So they'll play like Fellini one week, and then the next week could be fucking Fulci or like Hell of the Living Dead or some like real like trash.
Like
because they don't make a distinction, right? But here in the United States, movies like this were playing specific theaters that would show unrated films, which is to say that if a movie like this was not shown to the MPAA, because if it had been, it would have gotten an X certificate, and then no theater would have played it. So they still managed to get this into theaters that weren't porno theaters, but that would still show movies that were on the greasier side.
Like this is
the
dark
thing
and
that makes
scary, dude.
everything in this everything in the 70s
like,
greasy is the too much polyester. It doesn't let your skin breathe. You're sweating all the time. That's what made everything nasty and slimy.
Oh man, I had an older brother.
Too much polyester.
The setting, dude. For me, like if I want to make something scary, dank, and dark and realistic, I'll put it like in New York or either New York or Los Angeles in like 1979 or like 80 or late 70s. Like it started from there.
Or Baltimore today.
Yeah, fucking crazy.
The real New York City, right? As another movie that does that is Basket Case.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Right?
Sure.
And that's because these movies were made in New York by New Yorkers.
Okay.
So this is not a Hollywood version of New York. This is New York. This is New York City when
By
New
New
York
York.
City was New York fucking City.
Yeah, by New York.
Why isn't the door opening on the train?
I love that.
I saw.
part.
Yeah,
Probably
just for the suspense.
It wasn't even.
That was long. That was a build.
Does that happen? Does it sometimes not open?
Sure.
That could happen probably. Not enough grease. Needs some WD-40. But that was for the build. I think that was a long build. That was a long build.
Yeah.
It
a
was
really
going on.
suspenseful scene. It's
I watched
actually
this
pretty well
movie at like
shot.
early in the morning. I woke up and watched this movie like early on my phone today.
The
And
best
just watching it like damn, and I was just watching that build like he's stalking her for a long time. You know what I mean?
It was slow for a little bit, but in my opinion, the best directorial choice right there was turning the sound off. I don't want to hear the pounding on the door or anything like that.
Breathing,
I want to
dude.
hear nothing, and that really lends to the isolation. She's alone, and that's
just the breathing in this movie. Her breathing, and then
his breathing.
Like Ali was saying earlier.
After it's like add to the dirt.
Yeah,
to the nastiness.
It is greasy, like Brian was saying too.
He does that like weird moaning thing.
It's gross, dude. It's like he's having an orgasm, like straight up, like
no, he's not. He's not even that.
It's me asleep.
In the comic book, he's doing that, and Stephen Romano, the writer, got that shit exactly fucking right.
It's almost like a squeak, like because it's high. Like he's just like it's very weird.
Right.
And
we are going to take a look at the Maniac comic in a little bit, but first things first, we gotta fucking show this fucking head popping scene.
That's Savini right there.
Tom
That's
Savini. This is
Savini.
Savini. He said what
Tony
happened
Stark
was
looking motherfucker.
One of the things that I thought was really funny. I was watching this with the audio commentary on the Blu-ray.
Wow, that's a great sculpture.
It's good.
Go back for 1 second.
Well,
We can see him
first
like,
I gotta show you this. I gotta show you this.
He's got the ooh.
He
dummy.
says he says in the audio commentary, "Oh, that's my old nose. that's my nose before I had a nose job."
Yeah.
This
So
is
you
a
actually,
really
like-
long scene.
Keep your
Yeah,
nose
it
down.
is.
You don't gotta know.
Well, I mean, it's obviously
Right.
it's suspense that's building. It's like the tail of the hook, right?
Yep.
The hook brings
two
you
people
back.
make it out on Lovers Lane, and a maniac shows up.
The smoke, dude. They did a good job with that, dude.
Oh no, wait, there.
That right there. That's it. Like, oh,
Not bad. That had to be off a live cast.
It was. It
Yeah.
was.
So he had
And
to.
he
That's
inside-
a lot of Vaseline to put on that mustache and those eyebrows.
Isn't that
Inside,
crazy
he
though?
put in-
His story, like you're saying, from Vietnam.
Yes.
He comes back. He's a
Yes.
photographer, and he starts doing all this stuff. He starts experimenting,
Oh,
casting
yeah.
himself. Head casts, and he's doing. These
I
fucking
had
moves.
heard them say that too. Like you take an anatomy class because when you chop someone's head off, even if it's going to be for like half a second, if you can make out the trachea, the major cables and organs and stuff as a cross section, you might not know it, but somewhere inside you in the primordial part of your brain, you know what that is. So the more accurate that you get it, the more disturbing it is. Even though you see it for just a second.
And he's
very generous too. I mean, I'm from the area. They used to run a haunted house. They used to run a haunted house at the mall that I airbrushed in, and they would rent out 2 or 3 stores. It was Tom Savini's haunted house, and he had a bunch of right, and of course,
This is in Pittsburgh.
Right, exactly, around Pittsburgh. So where I was never able to go see it because I was always at work, and the last thing you want to do when you get out of work, and the mall's closed, of course, whatever, and it's always around it's Halloween time. But he stopped in, and I had a helmet on display. It was like a skull with eyeballs and fire and stuff coming off of it. The only interaction I ever had with him was always positive, and it was great. He's like, "Wow, that looks nice." And I'm busy. I'm like painting a shirt, whatever. And I turn around, and it's Tom Savini giving me a compliment on something that I never really sold. It was just out there for display. It was
nice.
It was nice. I know it was really nice. But he would stop into the Art Institute to the Cellar Dwellers. The Cellar Dwellers, that's where all the music people and all the special effects people had their classes in the basement. And that's what they were. They were cellar dwellers. He would show up there every once in a while and say, the projects and the students and stuff. And that was like 1994, 95, But
Gangster, dude.
yeah, it was
gangster, bro.
pretty cool. Yeah.
He reminds me of like Jack Kirby a little bit. Like, how Jack Kirby did the maps and the war that he went in and came back and started making comics, dude. He he's doing that with film and prosthetics and makeup and special effects. Like
a lot of people use their experiences from combat. It doesn't even have to be something like artistic. It just be like, oh, this is how the world works. I'm going to go into business and run it this way.
He said that it actually really helped him process his trauma because you can't look at piles of fucking mangled bodies and
how do you process that?
I don't know how the fuck
how do you get through it, right?
By turning it into a thing, by turning it into a squib.
Right.
Yep.
How do I make it and then honestly, I would imagine if you talked to him and you asked him, he would probably say, this is going to maybe, I don't want to say, I don't think it'll sound weird. You're honoring the sacrifice that was made by trying to replicate that pain so perfectly.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's
absolutely.
Yeah.
Maybe that. Yeah. Maybe that's certainly one way.
It's got to look right. It's got to look right because real people went through this.
Yeah, and also, as a photo, being that his job was to take pictures of these mangled bodies, it was it's like that attitude that somebody needs to bear witness to this.
Yeah. Anyways,
that's
my story. That's my story. But that's
awesome.
A great sculpture. Yeah, I mean, Allie, you've done special effects. You know how have you done a life cast? Aren't they a lot of fun with the straw coming out the nose so you can still breathe?
I did. I've only done one, and it was on my kid.
Right, you didn't do it.
She like I did it for her because she wanted to Phantom of the Opera mask,
Uh-huh,
and they didn't make one that was small enough, like for her little face.
Right.
So I made one for her that would fit her face.
Was it fun for her?
No, she hated it.
Oh,
I'm guessing it's that horrible mask from the musical, that half mask.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably.
because that's the one she wanted.
That's the iconic.
The little girl, you got to give her what she wants.
She's
I always let the
Well,
Herbert
but if
Blom
you've been through
hammer
the process,
masks.
if you're in the least bit claustrophobic, it's a mind job.
No, it just was boring for her because like
Oh, okay.
I made her lay down and watch a movie while I did it so that it wouldn't be too boring. But like, she's a violinist and she likes that soundtrack quite a bit. That's like her thing.
Okay.
She's been Phantom for like 3 years in a row for Halloween and stuff.
Oh wow.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're going to make that mask,
I always love the
you're gonna-
family
you-
opera.
We spent a lot of time on this mask. You're going to use it for at least the next 2 years.
Yeah, she wants to watch the old ones, but I don't know yet.
Watch
We're
the old
working on
Claude
it.
Rain.
Definitely. I
That's
can't think of
my
any that
favorite.
are. How old is your wee one?
She's 12.
She's 12. Oh yeah, no. I believe in like age appropriate horror education, like age appropriate sex.
I love that.
I agree with that.
Right?
100%.
You don't
Appropriate horror education. That last word at the very end, man. That's the one.
Well,
You don't just take them and drop them in at the deep end with Cannibal Holocaust.
It honestly is kind of like that because
No, really, I get
100%.
it. Yeah.
it is like trying to find stuff that is age appropriate is kind
hard.
of strange.
It's not.
Hard.
I don't think it's
kind
that
of.
hard.
I mean,
because
if
you
I-
start
as
Well,
long
it's
as
just
I'm
because
sitting there
some
next
movies
to
have
them,
different
like-
ratings, dude, and like they're in different time periods and they're rated
I
differently. And you gotta
say more
fucking watch
ratings.
movies and make sure that they're like appropriate for kids.
I'm
It's hard, dude.
I'm the rating system. I don't.
Well, exactly. Like
Yep,
if you could
exactly.
explain, this
No,
is the
this is
movie
why
that
we
I
need
can.
censorship. Damn it, we need censorship. We can't have these parents needing to make these decisions for their own children.
But like this is the movie that I can explain to my kid the easiest. You know, like the Thing, or so like the opening sequence to Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead. Check out this music.
Brian pointed out that I got 70 backers. Thank you very much.
Oh, booyah!
Mhm.
Booyah!
I'm very pleased. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure.
Get some more. Let's get some more.
Not that I'm a juggalo. Don't think that whoop whoop like is any indication that I'm a juggalo or associated with the juggalos, because the juggalos are.
Oh, you'd have to
gang.
include like going like family.
Family.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, no, that's awesome.
Yeah, keep it up.
No, yeah.
Hells yeah, and we will be taking another look at Allie's book shortly. But first, we have to fucking watch Tom Savini blow his own goddamn head off and survive the experience.
It's real
It's
good.
got to be the only
Here it
person
comes.
that's blown their own head off and survived. So
Right.
he made a cast of his head. If they catch you with a gun and discharging a firearm within the city limits, that's like I think like a felony, 5 years in prison. So what they did was he made a cast of his head. He threw in all kinds of shit, condoms filled with blood.
Yeah, that's how they do.
And things from catering, including some shrimp dip.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and so what they did was they had an operation here. They set this up. Set up this shot. They filmed this bit. Well, okay. Well,
That's
actually,
Tony Stark, bro. Like, it looks like Tony.
Ish, right?
Yes,
I
actually,
don't give a fuck.
you're right.
The OG Tony
Mustache.
right there.
I gotta say, this is
That's
like
Howard's
one of the only movies I've
Oh,
seen
that's
where
such a nice car.
the woman is like totally sensible in this. She's like, I
Yeah.
want to go.
Yes.
Lock the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go. I want to
Totally
go. And
believable.
the car actually starts. It's not that. Oh, come on.
And then that guy's just sitting there like, oh,
Well,
he
scary,
could have
too.
gone
remember,
away.
that's how the tale of the hook goes. The tale of the hook is the girl wants to leave. She's getting creeped out. The boyfriend wants to max on her. And she's like, no, we need to go. And then,
Right.
of course, he takes her home, grumbling, and then goes to open her door, and there's the hook
Oh,
Except
I
this
don't.
goes, you know.
I
you don't make it
never
out of-
heard the whole story of that. It was always like the end of it as a joke in a movie. Do you believe it or not?
Yeah.
I haven't actually watched very much horror because it scares me.
Oh, I envy you.
So,
I envy you.
Why that would
people like
happen
me,
is-
people like me who are so jaded, we miss being scared by horror films. You really do.
I'm a freaking baby, like, so I can't usually watch it alone.
This part was pretty scary, I thought, too. Like
yeah,
right
it
here.
is.
This
Yeah,
part,
it
like
is.
this.
Well,
this,
I'm not afraid of it. It looks really good. Like, this is a super well done explosion of a head. I'm very.
and the way he jumps up there and his eyes, the killer's eyes.
Yeah.
Pretty scary, dude. He looks
It
like
was
a serial. He looks like a serial killer.
Doing some slow motion was a really good decision.
Booyakasha!
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks
there's
great.
some white in
Got
there.
paint on there.
Booyah! Booyakasha!
The white of the bone.
Yep,
Oh,
yep.
Pump! Skrat! Hit the
One,
tingo!
one thing about this movie too is like I didn't think that they were gonna show him show his profession, or at least
both barrels, man.
show who he is, dude. Being an art guy, you know.
Timothy says you write horror but are scared of it. Yeah, that's the best way to write it.
Yep. You gotta know the line. You gotta toe the line.
What am I? I'm gonna write something I'm not afraid of, and then tell other people to be afraid of it.
And then
All right, so I just want to like, how do so when it comes to breakfast, you're straight up fork, nothing else.
What?
You're not like literally use like you don't have an egg beater in your house.
What you talking about, fool?
We have.
Well, I just want to make sure I've got these lines of distinction drawn correctly. You're writing.
We have a powered one. We don't have a hand cranked one.
Okay.
Have a whisk, I think.
Okay, well, there you go.
I'm gonna stop playing that. I could play. I could just back that up and replay it like all day.
Yeah, you might get stricken.
So what happened was they did the effect, and before he even knew it, right? Because the recoil from the shotgun sent Savini flying back, and he ended up. There was a guy behind him that caught him, and as soon as he caught him, they had a van that pulled right up, and they threw his ass in the van. They had somebody else that took the shotgun and took off with that in another car. And it was like a military operation. They
Designated
got the fuck
decoys.
out of Dodge.
Yeah.
Because they did not have a fucking permit for doing this shit.
Timothy said she is like, how am I gonna get the stains out?
These ibuprofen.
I do have a question.
Yes.
Why? How did the killer find the photographer?
Oh,
She was taking pictures of him in Central Park.
Yeah, I know, but then
There was a
he-
bag she left behind that had her address on it, like on a
Oh,
tag
I
on your
didn't-
luggage.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't see that. I was like, what?
Yeah, right there it is. There you go.
D'Antoni.
Yeah.
East 17th.
Anna D'Antoni.
East 17th Street. I know exactly where that is.
I thought it was funny how she like opened up to him too, like going there, you know.
Yeah,
Well,
immediately. Yeah, some
And
of the stuff is.
it's so ridiculous. It's
But at
so
the same
ridiculous.
time, though, like some women, like they, most of the time that wouldn't happen. But
No
then every now
fucking
and then,
way.
there's some women that kind of like might respect some like courageousness from a man. You know what I mean? Like that's
Oh,
just
for
really
sure.
outspoken. Like, oh, this guy's on top of his game and like he knows his shit and he's brave and I don't know. So there's that anomaly. But
that
for the
is
most part,
absolutely
it's like.
That is absolutely
It
true.
was kind of hard for me that part.
I don't know, man. It's
Have you
like
ever
that
met
Anthony
somebody-
Jeselnik joke. Whenever I go out looking for a girlfriend, I look for an intelligent woman, because if she doesn't have that,
And
then
that's
she's
why you don't
mine.
have one now?
Oh,
That wasn't
snap.
well, it wasn't my joke.
So
Although he is from here, no, I'm
certainly
good.
have to have.
I'm stable. Everything's fine.
Have you ever met somebody and they're like a 10 or a 9, and then they open their mouths and then they go, it goes 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, right?
Yeah, like they're
That
fucking
also
annoying.
works in the opposite way too,
Yep.
right? If you can make a woman laugh, for instance, laughter, man, deadly aphrodisiac.
In the 80s, like all guys were ugly, so like you didn't have a lot of choice.
Yeah, tell me about it.
I mean, Ron Jeremy looked exactly like this guy. Like he looks exactly like Ron Jeremy. And how is he so popular? He's fucking freaky looking.
That was the reason why. And also remember at
shit,
that
really?
time in the prawn industry, why were there like so many women but there weren't that many guys? That's because the ability to do what these guys would do is rare. Right? Very, very rare. To get it up, in, and off on command. Not many men can do that. So, like, the guys that had any problems, they never got recast. Right? As for the women, they could fake it. The guys, back then, you couldn't fake it. Now they have little pills that you can take. Right?
Wait, why is she excited about this creepy little bear?
Oh, yeah. Well, once again, it strains credulity. But speaking of Ron Jeremy, does anybody recognize the lovely lady on the right here?
No,
I want to say
manly though. She's kind of handsome.
I've seen her at Mel's Diner, but probably not that.
Sharon Mitchell.
Yes.
Miss Sharon Mitchell.
Oh, she reminded me of who's that chick that played Robin Williams' sister in Toys?
That's Joan Cusack.
Joan Cusack.
Oh, she was so cute.
She reminded me of Joan Cusack.
Oh, Joan Cusack was super cute, and Sharon Mitchell also super fucking cute. Little pixie girl, you know, with a dancer's body. She was, I think, she said she was trafficked basically by like the Catholic Church. That she had been adopted, but the Catholic Church was still expecting money from the people who adopted her. And so she felt like, you know, she was sold like a piece of meat. And so she did it to get back. She got it into prawn to get back at the Catholic Church. Her adoptive father evidently was very understanding because he was reading the morning newspaper and came across an ad for a movie, her first movie, which was called Joy. And then the ad, it said, "Joy is coming." And he saw this and he went, well, it appears we have a movie star in the family.
Oh man.
Yeah, he let her know. It's like, yeah, you know, I don't approve, but you know, I still love you and everything like that. And you know, if this is something you know, he was like, oh, you know, you're being rebellious as long as you're safe. I know you're not going to get hurt or anything like that. Whatever. She ended up, because he thought like, oh, well, she'll be like, you know, she'll get over this rebellious stage. She ended up being in smut for the next 30 years.
Damn, 30 years?
Her career spans
3
decades.
3 decades is a long time for any career.
It is.
I mean, 1 decade is a long time. I mean, for that career too.
She must have enjoyed herself.
Yeah,
she good on her. I mean, I guess on that.
So had others.
Sorta. I mean, I don't condone that, but I mean,
well, no, I mean, look,
at least she survived, and you know,
and also she went on to do something really awesome. Actually,
she survived all of those.
I always thought she was sexy as hell. She's like one of my old school favorites for sure. Right. What was great about smut back then was you had a real variety in the women. You had her on one end, and you had like Vanessa Del Rio on the other side, who was very big and curvaceous, like Latina woman, right? And everything in between. So if you were a guy and you went to see a skin flick and you had a type, you were gonna like find your type. And if you were a woman, you were gonna also find a woman that kind of looked something like you. It's before like smut became very kind of cookie cutter, and you go through like different decades where all the women have blondes. Like a specific, or like, you know, in the 90s with the implants and everything like that. Yeah. Like they had variety back then.
I wasn't watching porn in the 90s because I was like a child.
Yeah, no, I mean, you know, I'm in my 50s. So, you know, I was right there for like the VHS revolution. And My family was the first family on our block to get cable. We were the first family on my block to get a VCR as well.
So you were very popular.
Not especially. I didn't have any kids my age that lived in the neighborhood, so I had kind of like a very lonely childhood. But I had my movies, I had my comic books, and all that shit.
I thought you were gonna say like they would come over to watch HBO after dark or whatever.
No, generally not. Although we definitely, in high school, you were definitely swapping tapes, right?
What?
Yeah, because
tape trading, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Because
that goes for music and for movies, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
And originally the VCR was an item that enabled you to watch smut in your house. It was an industry that was absolutely 110% driven by prawn. Although not entirely, because there was also horror played a large part in that too. The main things that people wanted when they got a VCR, what was it? Stuff that you wouldn't be able to see on regular TV. That meant smut and horror, specifically the nasty, vile kind, which we are discussing tonight. Oh, you got to see some of. He's looking very fashionable here.
Like that's what I was saying. Like the whole change, like about a third of the way through the movie, I didn't expect him to be like this artist, if he is an artist at all. But he's not, right? But I kind of feel like he is some way. I don't know. I have a weird feeling like they don't show any of his paintings or any of his artwork or like that, but he definitely gives off a feel that he is an artist at some point. Maybe not a good artist, but something he's hiding. And
I mean, look, the whole thing with him and Caroline Munro smoking fucking hot Caroline Munro, like even fucking having a conversation with him, no fucking way, right?
Yeah, right.
Exactly. This is where I take leave of.
That's what I was talking. It's kind of hard. Like he had to have game and still even back then he had to have game like a muffin.
However, he's extremely charming in these scenes.
Mm-hmm.
More than I expected him to be. In fact, I was more impressed. I was impressed with his with that. The way he delivered his lines, his charm, and
came out of nowhere, right?
Yes,
exactly.
I was like, okay,
I'm
cool.
still not buying it, but I was
right.
Finding him charming. He's just so creepy looking.
He is creepy as fuck.
That's what I mean, though. Like beyond his creepiness, he was actually able to come across as a lot more than you expected.
Humanly charming. Yeah. He came across very human for 1970s.
If it was a field goal from a great distance, he just snuck it in, and probably bounced it on the left upright and still made it through. But
there's people out there like that though, guys. Like there's fucking people, even modern times. Like, all right, you don't look like Ron Jeremy nowadays, but this type of archetypal person that could do that. Like there's people out there in the world that could fucking do that to people, and they just talk and they're like they get you in there.
Yeah, and it also depends on who's receiving the signal.
True.
This is mainly disturbing because I think it implies. I think this made feminists angry because it implied that single mothers are not good at their single mothering.
No, they didn't.
What, you mean
you're giving them too much credit. You're giving them too much credit. You're assuming that they actually put thought into why they were against.
I mean,
wait a minute.
Why were they against this movie? Here, I'll show you. This is why they were against this movie.
No, what I mean is so the saddest thing that I've ever seen on television was this guy on Oprah whose mom sexually abused him as a child.
Yeah.
And that's what this guy is reminding me of. I mean, except obviously that guy wasn't a maniac. He was just very sad.
Yeah.
Get to the end of the movie, and I think that's what you get, though, isn't it?
There is a genetic component.
I want to get to that later.
Serial killers are made is they have to have the schizophrenia gene. It has to run in the family. Then you throw in the childhood abuse, and that's how you manufacture a human monster.
I think. Well, it's obviously feminists were mad because they don't like seeing women go or whatever. But
it was the poster too, and you know what? I guarantee you that poster design, that infamous poster design, was intended to rustle their jimmies, to get them worked up. So they took out billboard space on Hollywood Boulevard. And so imagine you're driving by, you're a angry woman, and you look up and you take a break from hating on men to look up and see this shit. You're gonna be triggered. You're gonna be triggered.
I gathered he was a schizo, right? He was a schizophrenic in here, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
he's hearing these voices, he's talking, and these different personalities, right?
Yes, he's hallucinating. He's confusing reality with fantasy.
Yeah,
I've worked with schizophrenics, and let me tell you, people that have just mood disorders, like me, people with depression, bipolar disorder, anxiety, etc., make no mistake, it's hell. It's no joke, but it doesn't get any worse than schizophrenia. That those people drew the roughest fucking card of all, without fucking question. And it's
my mama, my dad's mom, she was schizophrenic and deaf.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So
there's some of that on my wife's side of the family. Her uncle, and there's a few kids. Her grandma, the same thing like you're saying, Allie. It's her grandmother, and then a few of the kids down the line. It's just there's 7 of them, and you can't not see it.
Well, and her husband, my grandpa, he would cheat on her and stuff, and she would find evidence. And he would tell her it didn't exist.
Gaslighting.
He literally,
schizophrenic?
He gaslit a deaf schizophrenic. He was a trash person. She found underwear, and he told her that she wasn't holding it. He was like, "You don't have anything, Mary Lou. What are you trying to show me? There's nothing there."
That's literally from the movie Gaslight.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Almost, right? Jesus Christ. Oh, that's horrible. Oh man, I would not want to be that dude. I would not want to be that dude.
See, now having listened to all this, because at first when I first saw this movie, and I just finished it not too long, I started yesterday, finished it today. I'm like, okay, is this anything more than a character study of a crazy person? And then
that's what this feels like.
Basically,
too.
But it's a pretty good one.
It is.
It's horrific too, and I was gonna say it might be the best serial killer movie ever made because
this doesn't feel like horror porn.
No.
And
well,
you can
no,
hear him,
yeah.
I mean,
torture porn.
You get his perspective a lot. You get that internal monologue a lot and external monologue a lot, and you don't get that too much in the horror horror serial genre. Not
I don't much. They probably could have done a little bit more with the the inner torture stuff. I know there's a couple of places there where he was talking about stop saying that or whatever.
Mommy,
and there's
in the graveyard.
And he's has that inner struggle,
leaving him alone,
exactly.
And the fear that a little boy would feel living with a woman of the night who abandoned him to go do that. I don't feel sorry for him.
No,
but I am oh, that's why.
That's a good look, though.
That is. What would have made me feel more sorry for him is if we'd have seen him trying to be normal and failing.
Yeah, he clearly has no desire because he doesn't even really know that he's crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
If I saw him trying to be normal and failing, kind of like Travis Bickle in Taxi Driver.
Yeah,
I was thinking Francis Dollarhide in Red Dragon.
Yes, exactly.
Right. Who tries to stop.
Toward
or
the
you
end,
have
where
Rutger Hauer's character in The Hitcher,
for sure,
who's looking for he can't kill himself, so he's looking for somebody that can stop him.
Yeah,
because he knows he has to be stopped.
Yeah, this guy, he's found someone that he can spend time with. So far, how far am I into this? I'm 1 hour 14 minutes. It seems like he's found someone he can hang out with for longer than
the photographer
just to kill
for
them.
a little bit, but it could. That's if they had explored that a little bit more. I feel like it would have been.
But I don't.
Yeah, but then you have more of something that's more of a drama, and then you have to remember what is this movie's purpose? This movie's purpose is that it's an exploitation.
This movie's purpose is to be on this stream right now.
Oh, he went to the girl's funeral. That's hilarious because that's a thing they actually do.
That's his mother.
Oh yes, absolutely. Yeah, and then of course the
I'm
trophy
sorry.
taking-
I'm watching the screen. Sorry, I'm watching the stream but remembering that you're in real time, lady. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's all good.
It's a good addition in there, saying like thanks for attending the funeral. And yeah, he went to see his mom's grave, but he also went to the girl's funeral that he just killed, and that's a thing that serial killers actually do.
Absolutely.
They'll revisit it, or lurk around, or talk to the
Returning to the scene of the crime, kind of.
Yeah, they'll talk to the survivors of the families, the victims' families, stuff like that.
Check these out. These were also on the Blu-ray disc. They're also available on the YouTubes. These are like 15-second TV spots. The sleazy synth.
Yeah.
And the soundtrack to this is fucking perfect.
You can lock your doors.
There's that voice.
But you can't lock the madman out of your mind. Maniac. No one under 17 admitted.
Yeah, you can see there the no one under 17 admitted. That was what they would put up in place, what they would use when a film was unrated.
Right.
Let me see.
Yeah, the paragraph. If you can read this, then you're old enough to see this movie.
I like how her pink pants match her pink gloves and her pink undershirt. That's very cute.
Oh my god, she was so fucking hot, man. Fucking Caroline Munro, so smoking hot.
She has nice hair.
Nice everything.
She's a little skinny for my taste, but she has nice hair.
You got to see her in The Golden Voyage of Sinbad, and then, of course, like one of my favorite movies, Captain Kronos, Vampire Hunter.
Hail, Captain Kronos.
Yeah.
Why would you go to a graveyard after dark with someone who's basically a stranger?
That looks like fucking Joe Spinell.
That's what the teddy bear was for. You got to soften them up with the teddy bear.
It's completely ridiculous.
If a guy gives me a teddy bear, I automatically think they're going to murder me.
Okay, well then it's like a Snoopy or some other familiar cartoon character.
If you're giving me a stuffy, I think you're a crazy person. Okay. I am an adult.
All right. What if it was a dozen roses, none of the roses, but all of the stems and thorns?
That's so pointless. My mom's a florist. I can get that whenever I want.
No, the Addams Family maneuver doesn't do it. Okay.
I don't like flowers. I don't like any of that
The
stuff.
flower part would have been snipped off. It's the Addams Family move.
No, I know. I got it.
All right, got it. Thanks.
To go out tonight. Maniac. No one under 17 admitted.
Telling you. The scene in the bathroom was a little bit too drawn out for me. And her breathing and his breathing is a lot of breathing.
I did like the end though, man. I like the I don't know if you guys talked about this when I stepped out, but that corpse. Nice breathing, Brian.
Yeah.
I like
what
that corpse.
What is happening?
That she pulled out.
Was that me going?
What? Oh, I thought it was really happening.
No, like Joe Spinell's in the room, just like hanging over your shoulder.
No. His mom popped out of the grave. I thought it really was happening.
Yeah, I like that part. Like that was.
She's commentating on what she's watching right now. Right. Yeah, she's cramming for the test.
It's a little distracting, Allie. I'm not gonna lie.
She's cramming.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I'm just busting.
But it shocked me. I was like, oh, now this is a zombie movie. Like,
yeah. And I was like, is it a zombie movie or is that inside is that part of his schizophrenia?
Yeah, but it hasn't shown any of his hallucinations previously. That's the first one it showed.
100%. Right. And then at the end, he gets it again when they come back.
It got to me too.
Come up and
Maniac. No one under 17 admitted.
I thought the ending was pretty good, actually.
I think so too.
Well, don't spoil it. She hasn't got there yet.
I didn't think it
I'm
would.
almost there.
Oh, Schneider.
Are you watching it at like 1.5 speed?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, can I tell you a horror adjacent story while I was getting my haircut today?
Please.
Oh, there's more of his hallucinations. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Have you ever seen a cosmetology school? They have those heads that they practice on.
Yeah, I've got one in my room right now.
Right. And I use them for holding like helmets and things. If I'm going to like paint a motorcycle helmet, they're great for that.
Yeah, it's where I put my wigs.
Right. So I was having the conversation with the lady that was cutting my hair. And the first time I'd gone there to get my hair cut, that hairdresser was just like working behind me on somebody else. And the lady that's working on my hair, we're talking back and forth about the practice heads and how weird it is to walk down the street with a garbage bag full of heads, which is what I got from the cosmetology school. Like, I just want a couple of these so that I can like mount helmets and stuff on them and move them around. It's a good like an easel kind of.
Admit it, you wanted to mount humans.
No, this is the coolest thing.
Cool,
So the lady behind me, she goes, "Oh yeah, that one over there, Christie. She takes a bunch of those and the clamps, and puts them around her deck railing. She cuts the tops off, fills them with dirt, and grows things out of them, and calls them potheads."
Oh snap!
I know.
You got another backer or
That's
what?
so cool.
I don't know. Let's check.
I think she did. I think she got another backer. Yeah, 701.
Oh
yeah! Yay, thank you so
That's like a
much.
magic number.
Thank you, people.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Seriously, let's get this book funded. You still have 43 days, which
because I want mine.
So you're definitely gonna get there.
I hope so. Honestly,
will.
On my launch stream, I was worried I wasn't even gonna get like $200.
I remember meeting you when you first came into the scene. And I think we were like getting into like a little bit of a debate over Ayn Rand or something like that.
But I remember, were you wrong about Ayn Rand? Is that what happened?
No, you were wrong about Ayn Rand is what happened. But it was a pleasant little.
I gotta rewind really quick. Did you say that just now?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
But I remember, like, I was like, hey, welcome to the scene and everything like that. And now you got your this is your first campaign, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Because I love seeing I love it when people that I remember first coming into the scene are people that were just names in the chats, and then they're like doing their thing, and then they're putting out books. That's just like one of my favorite things about this indie comic scene that we got going here.
Well, I first popped in way back when Leroy had like the Saturday night the chat thing originally.
Right.
Oh, Leroy, I remember him.
Yeah.
What the fuck just happened?
What's up?
What you talking about?
Is that the end?
Watching the movie. What? His eyes opened on you?
Oh, she's watching the movie. Yeah.
He did
So
the open the eyes thing, which is basically oh, there's going to be a sequel.
He survived. There's going to be a Maniac 2.
So all of those dolls, he hallucinated them killing him?
Yes, he's schizophrenic.
Yep, schizo.
Okay.
Yes, they can't tell the difference between reality. No. They can't tell the difference, although it looks like he's impaled himself on his bayonet.
So this was done really well then, because at this point, I can't tell the difference between what is real and what isn't. So I'm closer to what he would be feeling.
Which is why I think people were really disturbed by this movie, is because it's from the point of view of the killer. That's one of the reasons why Siskel and Ebert also really went after this movie.
If that's what he was going for, then he did it very well.
That's what I'm saying. It might be the best, it might be the best serial killer movie ever made. Whether I like it or don't like it, I because it's really like from that perspective.
Yeah, it was very confusing and shocking, which I'm sure is how his life feels.
Exactly, that was the point.
Every moment.
Put you in the head of to take basically the killer, right? Who's always like sort of like side character, or you don't know who the killer is until the end of the film, that sort of a thing. To tell like the story of a maniac from the point of view of the maniac, which is why it's called Maniac.
No, but did he actually die? Why aren't they checking to see if he's alive? Why are they just leaving?
That's the one scene at the end that like really bothered me. Like, oh yeah, look over there, a dead guy in the bed. I guess it's okay to go now.
That's where you go the like
I was like, what?
Michael Myers route or the fucking Terrifier route.
I mean, but they
make him
made
a
a
demon
big
real
deal
quick and bring
about
him
like,
back for part 2.
Well, they
guy
were
in
going
the
to do
cop
a
car,
part
I mean, their
2,
foot is on the gas. They're
died
palming
before
the
they
wheel.
Oh shit! The main actor died.
Yep.
Oh fuck! I didn't know that. Crazy.
He had been. Yes,
You know what I'm
laugh
talking
at
to,
Joe
that's the-
Spinell's death. You find Joe Spinell dying funny. Okay, you're gonna have to carry that weight. You're gonna have to like bear that burden on your soul, Allie.
Not what I was
I
laughing
know.
at.
I'm busting your balls.
Wait a long
I was laughing
time.
because it was goofy when he opened his eyes.
He did because he pointed his head up at the camera a little bit first, right?
Yeah, it looks kind of
exactly.
goofy. It made
But
me
no,
laugh.
for real though, I mean, they're in the car, the lights going off. I mean, the guy's grabbing the dashboard. There's that roller skater that almost gets run over. They zoom into that parking spot. It's a real big emergency. They get up to the room. Terrible trigger discipline, I have to say.
Absolutely.
And then the one guy, he just taps the other cop on the hip and does the thing with his head. Look over there. Oh, it's a dead guy in the bed with all these mannequins.
Okay, bye.
Problem solved. Let's go get some coffee.
Now,
hey,
his room. Tell me that his
No
room
wonder New York just
doesn't
went to
feel
shit.
like a real place to you.
It
It's
does.
one of the things I like about
creepy
this.
as
Like,
fuck too.
it's
Like-
really, really creepy.
Well, I think like when you for me when I watched the movie, when I seen the mannequin lying in the bed, I didn't know if it was like Ed Gein, like if it was an actual corpse or not. Like it took a minute for it to settle into my brain, and from that I was already kind of creeped out.
So were there like protests about this movie?
Oh yeah, absolutely. There were a lot of people were mad. It didn't. I wouldn't say that it caused
Were
like,
any
a
of them
national
filmmakers?
controversy. What was that?
Were any of them filmmakers?
I
Probably
don't think
not.
so. I know that there were.
And now the latest breaking
critics that were
eyewitness
kind of
news
pissed.
with Jerry Dumphy,
probably
Christine
just a bunch
Lund,
of fucking
Ed Arnold for
feminists.
Ted Dawson with sports.
This
Johnny
is where we
Moulton
get the
with
Howard
weather.
Beale speech.
Is a billboard. Into another controversy tonight, this time the advertising for a newly released horror film. And as Channel 11's Judy Bloom reports, the battleground is a billboard.
Judy Bloom.
I remember.
See, I love watching old clips like this because it makes you feel like you're e-fapping via a time machine.
Violent and sexually explicit poster for a new movie called Maniac is arousing a great
There it is. It's the poster.
deal
Judy
of anger
Bloom.
within the women's
Are you
community in
there,
Los
God?
Angeles.
I'm
I
telling
know.
Say that posters like
thought that was a
this
Henry and
one
Rimsey
contribute
thing.
to violence against women.
This is not, unfortunately,
Oh my god.
terribly unusual.
Put on some makeup, sweetheart.
Man, now tell me she doesn't look like a fun date.
This
Put on
is
some makeup and gray
repetitive.
hair down.
This is something
Someone
that
will
we
like you,
subjugate
Ellie.
people to almost daily.
When one of the offensive billboards for the
I love the
movie is sold on
cars.
the property
She
of
needs
the
the D
R&B
bad.
custom shop.
Right? Okay.
She-
All right.
what
Tell
was
me.
it? She
All right.
needs
We
some
have a lady
random-
present. We have a lady present. Could said lady please tell me? Does this make me a sexist pig to look at that woman and go, man, she just needs a nice stiff one in her?
She just said it just now.
Yeah,
Go
that's
back
what I
and say
said.
she needs the D. I'm like, the girl
She
needs
needs
to go
a
out and
good
get some
point.
random.
It's not
Like,
just me.
Allie said it before everybody else
I
did.
know.
In West Hollywood,
She
the owner
needs.
became
She
so
probably needs a
infuriated,
scheduled
she
beating,
decided
She
like
needs to
every
get in the
two.
back of that
own hands.
Pinto with
No,
the guy
every
with the
every
camera guy.
colleagues,
every
white
2
paint,
weeks, get the belt to her for like 20 minutes until she cries, and then she'll feel better and she'll stop being such a freaking.
Oh, whoa!
Mother
Can
of
we
two
talk
young
about?
children
Whoa!
made the
Stop!
Maniac
I'm sorry. I don't mean to.
disappear.
I don't mean to nitpick, but go back
I'm sitting
just a second.
Right.
This lady on this step ladder
Yes.
with the shoes she has on, Allie, you'll agree, is it unsafe? Okay, go ahead.
But she's protecting you.
She's got these cowboy boots on. She's wearing heels on this freaking ladder.
Hollywood, the owner became
What,
so
you've never worn
infuriated,
heels on
she
a ladder
decided to take
before?
matters into her own hands. With the help of her colleagues, white paint, and a roller,
Not
this
while the
mother
cameras
of two
are
young
on. Look at
children
that.
made
Only
the
some
decision
letters.
Censorship.
It's all unstable because she
Not while
has
the
it like
cameras are
5
on.
feet away from the wall.
How badly
Saying
do you
somebody
want to
should be
see her
holding
take a
that
tumble?
ladder. I'm calling OSHA.
I mean, I wouldn't want something like I wouldn't want her to fall and like for her brains to get dashed out. But you know,
But I
maybe
would
like
want her to fall. I want her to be funny.
exactly. Yeah. You
Fall
want her to
into the
fall into a
paint.
dumpster or fall into the paint.
There you
She
go.
falls into the paint and is
Exactly.
like, not again.
I think it's perverted, and I just want to stop things like that. I think that was.
Oh my god.
I like the poker glasses.
What children see is what they think
She looks
about.
like
What
that
they
chick
think
from the
about is
Golden
what they
Girls.
do.
B. Arthur.
B. Arthur. Right.
I think it forces violence.
Both the
Oh my god, she's
forces
not gonna
violence.
she's not
and
gonna
the movie
sleep with you,
companies
dude.
were
Stop it.
unavailable for comment.
I
From
know.
West Hollywood, this is Judy Bloom.
Yeah. So yeah.
Freaking white knighting in the 80s. Get
I
out
know.
of here.
Shit was crazy back then. But you see, this is like when most of the censorship was coming from the right, but some.
Well,
some of
and
it
it's
was still coming from the left.
I hate to say it, but it's kind of happening again now. I hear the words demonic more and more often now.
I do too.
The difference is
I've noticed that.
these
Sam
days.
Smith thing, man.
I mean, I'm turning into my parents. I kind of agree with it, but
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I mean, it's like when I saw that Sam Smith video, I was like that Grammys thing.
Yeah.
I just thought of that fucking meme from like Mad Max 4. That's a trap. Or, I'm sorry, that's bait.
It
That's
reminded
bait.
Yeah,
me.
right.
And they fell right for it, man. And they fell right
for
for
something like that, it's basically
time period.
it's the 2023 version of a Twisted Sister video.
Michael Caine dressed as a woman about to attack
Well,
Andrew
the thing
Dickinson
that
with a
was
razor.
bad
What is
about
causing
it,
an even greater
honestly, it
furor
wasn't
is
that
the
it was all
location of the
red and they're
exorcist.
trying to be
They
edgy
all
or
sent
whatever.
telegrams to
It
the
was that
Times
they had an
protesting its
underage
action. This
boy
kind of censorship
who
seems almost
has
inevitable
had his genitals mutilated
Oh,
performing.
I didn't watch the whole thing. I mean, you're getting into some.
There was a very young. There's a 16-year-old quote unquote trans person. Who is performing on stage with that man with all those people.
Yeah, that's inside baseball stuff I didn't know about. Now I do consider that to be absolutely.
And
nuts.
they had him on the show as a girl, and when he was 14, he got all the surgeries and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
14?
That yes, and
Yeah,
now he is 16, performing in Hollywood in front of people in a very inappropriate way in a cage.
God.
That's still
Like,
child abuse.
It's
Yeah.
absolutely child abuse. That is where I drew
That's
the line with
way
that
beyond
performance.
Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, I don't
way
care.
beyond Harvey
Well,
Weinstein.
have you noticed how they're normalizing all this shit?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
fucking demonic. Hey, guess what? It's fucking demonic.
Okay, there's that word again, and I'm not saying I'm not saying that it's wrong, but there's that point where like the only
Look,
I grew up in one of those houses where I couldn't read comic books, couldn't listen to music. Everything had to be snuck in like I was part of the French underground in World War II.
Me too.
And,
for a
and
minute.
where
For me, it was
you
the
can't
opposite.
just keep culture away from, because kids need to learn about art and music and things like that. Of course, it should be censored by their parents. But what you're talking about is absolutely crying out loud at the top of them. It's evil.
Yeah.
Child abuse. Yeah.
Well,
We
remember,
know
they're
what
not
it is.
pedos
That-
anymore. They're not pedos. They're maps.
They're
minor attracted people.
That was where I drew the line because
Yeah, right.
I didn't care. I was like, oh no, somebody's being edgy doing something that has
Right.
been done since
A million
the
times.
70s.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
yikes.
No, this is straight demonic shit.
But then I saw the interview with this boy who has been mutilated.
Where did you see that?
With the interview?
Yeah.
And so that's the kid. That's the kid that's on stage dancing in the cage.
In the cage, yes.
It's 16 years old.
It is 16,
Yeah.
and when
Oh my
he was
God.
14,
Jesus Christ.
he was
He went
quote
to the
unquote
chop shop.
transitioned. Yes.
Well,
where I'm sorry, I have
dude.
to. I would love to. Where was that interview? Because I did not hear that.
See, I saw the interview on someone else's channel because I don't. I'd have to. But
you don't have to go through all that stuff.
That 16-year-old singer who is one of the ones who was called up, and they're like, "Oh, good job! Like you're winning a Grammy and stuff."
The first trans woman to win a Grammy.
Yes, it was the first
may.
16-year-old trans to win a Grammy.
Yes,
if I may, look, I've had friends in my life that were cutters. We did not encourage them. We did not give them a bigger knife and say, "Cut here."
Yeah, thank you.
This shit's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Right?
Don't
leave the kids alone. Let them go through puberty. Let them figure out who the hell they are for themselves.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah, and don't buy a drunk a drink.
Yeah, I don't care about the.
Yeah, buy me a drink after all this shit. Jesus.
I don't care about the grown man doing his stupid edgy thing. I care about that poor kid who has no fucking clue what's going on.
Exactly.
And I guarantee you, in 5 years, that kid who is a boy is going to be on another show talking about why was this allowed to happen to me in public.
Exactly. They're already doing that. There's already those.
Yeah, but this specific kid.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah. No, I think the over under on that, I think you've got it. 5 years.
Masculinity is toxic. And I keep saying the message that we're sending to our young men and boys is you're a piece of shit. If you want to be less of a piece of shit, you need to castrate yourself, and you've got two choices. You can do it surgically or chemically. Your choice.
Well, masculinity is toxic unless you're a woman who wants to be masculine, in which case it's celebrated.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But I'm actually gonna have to take off.
Oh, no problemo.
I'm sorry.
Let's take another look at your campaign. No, that's all good.
I let my kids stay up for a little while so that I could do this, but now she's got to go to bed.
Was it something that Brian said?
No.
No, I know. I'm just kidding. Normally, I would say, is it something that I said?
As I always say, family comes first.
Yep.
And thank you so much for joining us, Allie. Everybody, go check out Egg Beater. Hit the website, and before we tune out, we will also remind these kind folks to go and back the book. Thank you so much for joining us, Allie.
Thank you for having me. It's not a character study in any way, but I did try and include a human factor in that, like his wife is sick and he watches these thugs murder his wife and two children.
Damn.
And that makes him go crazy and want to kill everyone who was involved in it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I
would do the same thing.
Like increasingly, the motivations for becoming what our protagonists become, our motivations are becoming more, and we have to go down into the depths the further along in this reality that we travel.
Yeah, and I mean, because he was a baker, it just lent itself really well to puns. Horror and comedy go well together, surprisingly.
Yeah, the macabre.
Yeah, they do.
I look forward to reading it. I really do.
Yeah,
I'm excited for when people can read it. I'm just glad that it seems to resonate with people the way that it does. And all from something that I randomly picked up 17 years ago while I was just messing around in art class, and I found this broken egg beater and just stuck my tongue in it, and I was like, wouldn't this be crazy?
Wait a minute. Go back. Go back to the part where the T word comes in. I just found this. Do that again.
Congratulations on, first of all, doing this, launching the book, and for launching your first campaign. I remember what that was like. It's you're gonna have butterflies until you get funded, but you are gonna get funded.
I don't know if I'll stop having butterflies until it's totally fulfilled, quite honestly. But
yeah, well, that's
and then you get people's reactions too. What you think? What you think? What you think?
I have a picture of me with the original egg beater that I used to create the concept, and I've got my tongue. My tongue is stuck in it. I won't, but.
Oh, come on. It's going to twist around there 2 or 3
times.
I'd
have to find it.
2 or 3 times.
Dude, she needs to put her daughter to bed.
Yeah, I got to put my kids to sleep.
Right.
And then I've got
I got kids. I use them as an excuse all the time.
And then I've got the Alien Hockey Show.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Say what up to hockey for us.
Okay.
I will. I moved forward the Alien Hockey Show so that I could do this and have like some time to put my kid to sleep. So
excellent, excellent.
Thank you so much for having me on. That was more interesting of a movie than I thought it was going to be.
I'm glad.
And I'm sorry I didn't understand the assignment, but if
no, that was my bad. I should have explained it more clearly.
No, somehow it's always like that. The movie
actually,
is always more interesting.
And we moved a couple of books, so it's all good.
It was kind of cool that you were talking about the movie as you were watching the movie during the show. So.
It was like discombobulating me, but like in a fun way.
I thought that was what we were gonna do. So
yeah, I don't think YouTube lets you do that. I wish they did.
No.
I would love to watch a movie in real time with anybody.
I know that it wouldn't
just all watch
show it, but I thought like we'd all start it like at the same time and just like watch it as it went.
Oh yeah. I get that. Right. Yeah.
You could do that.
Your Movie Sucks does that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Well,
I loved hanging out with you. I thought it was great. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you for having me on.
Please come back sometime.
I'm glad that you guys can laugh at me sometimes. That's nice.
Oh, laughing near you.
With you. Right.
That's fair. I got to remember women aren't funny. I can't let this go to my head.
You're all good. You're all good. Take
All
care, Allie.
Good night.
Have a good one.
This. Right.
Yeah, so everybody go check out Egg Beater. Let me see. This does look like my sort of thing. I probably backed too much shit recently, but I am going to definitely try and back this before the campaign is kaput. And she's still got 45 days, but obviously the sooner she gets funded, people, the better, because then she can start adding stretch goals and other shit. And I'm always a big sucker for stretch goals.
Dan, check out her channel too. She's got a pretty decent channel over there.
Yes, she does. Yes, she does. And she and Hockey are going to be on later, so definitely check that out.
Mm-hmm.
And
she also does a show about world building with our
Yes.
girl Reenie.
Yes, indeed, she
With the
does.
Queen,
She does.
With Queen Reenie,
Yes.
the Queen.
Yes, Reenie and her have real chemistry for sure.
Yeah.
And always have an interesting conversation. Now let me just remove this so I can add this, because we do need to take a look before we wrap up at some art. This is
right.
This is an interesting new poster.
You got his teddy bear that he's gonna gift.
Go into
I like the juxtaposition.
showdown. So repulsive, I was forced out of the theater after only its first half hour. Gene Siskel.
I've only walked out of
That's
one
gotta be
movie
a real quote,
in
of
the
course.
first half hour, and that was that what was it? Mystic River, whatever, Sean Penn.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
No, I just got out the joint. That was the stupidest shit I ever seen.
No, you didn't like it.
I had just got out the joint. That was the stupidest shit I'd ever seen.
I didn't hear you say got out of the. I thought.
Yeah,
just
I had just got out the joint, and then I'm sitting there watching corrupt cops and rapists, and then I walked out. Get the fuck out of here! I just walked out.
It is a really good movie, but
I had just done time for weed.
Yeah.
And my friend's like, dude, let's go see this movie. And I was like, I don't want to see that movie. I knew it was going to be fucked up, but I walked out. I was like, yeah.
The only movie I remember walking out of was Earth Girls Are Easy.
You walked out of Jeff Goldblum and Jim Carrey and then Damon Wayans in the same movie. Gina Davis.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I know, right? You know, it's
Jeff
really got to be
Goldblum
a
and
piece
Gina
of shit.
Davis are in the same movie, and there isn't like Cronenberg effects. It's not worth it.
Yeah, that was fucking horrible.
Good Lord. I like this poster though. I mean, simple black and white lines. I mean, they really got his face pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I love the fact that there are artists out there that could do likenesses, as well as his Pat Carbajal, I believe is his name. I know I'm mangling it, but he does like all of Stephen Romano's stuff, and it's great because he's great at capturing likenesses. So you're reading the Maniac comic, and it's Joe fucking Spinell. And then in it, unexpectedly, you get a crossover with the New York Ripper.
Quack, quack, quack.
And what happens is
so not Howard the Duck.
No, the New York Ripper steals one of Frank's kills.
Oh, that's what.
Okay.
And basically does this woman up New York Ripper style in front of him while he's chained up. He's like, "No, I would have made her beautiful forever."
Really?
Oh wow.
Yeah, but then they go at it too. Then they go at it. You know,
dude, that is such a deep dive for a comic book.
Yeah, I mean,
you have to figure like the amount of people that have seen Maniac, and I'm not saying like it's a small number, but then are into it that much, and that are going to know that this comic book exists, and and the other character. I mean, how successful was it? That's
on home video. It was very successful, and its theatrical release for like a dirty little grindhouse movie, it was successful. But what this guy is doing,
when the comic book came out, this had all been a thing for years.
Oh, these are new comics. These are new comics based on old horror movies.
Yes, sir.
Because these old horror movies are very beloved, obviously, by Mr. Romano, but also by millions of horror fans around the world.
Right.
I love this artist that they have on here, dude. The Ebon Press.
Following.
Fucking get the best artists on here.
Oh, dude, he gets this guy's got Kyle Holt's covers out there.
Yeah.
I think this is a Holtz right here.
It almost looks like Holtz on the right.
Yes.
Like those knuckles right there in the pants. That looks like
he also did work for he also did work for the zombie comic, and also I think Gates of Hell and House by the Cemetery.
Wow.
I think that he's had Kyle Holtz working on all of these.
I'm thinking I'm past the prime where I'm going to be able to name drop on anybody, because I have no idea who you're talking about. I like the artwork, but being able to attach a name to it, like that person who can like.
Looks like Fabry right there.
They can like quote the Bible chapter and verse.
Oh.
It's like that.
With Ethan Van Sciver on the left.
Well, actually, that's Robert. That's a character actor named Robert Tessier, who you've seen in a lot of like Charles Bronson and Clint Eastwood movies.
Oh, okay.
So
that likeness right there was really good.
Dude, do you know how badly I've wanted to do a comic like this? Where
in canon from that?
Well, no. I mean, like what I would love to do. My dream project would be able to do a crossover between Valdemar Daninsky versus the Templars. From
Valdemar Daninsky is the wolf, right? Is that
yes.
you're talking about
the
Spanish
I'd like
wolf,
to do a Spanish horror crossover. Now, if I ever get to do that, I'll be able to get an artist, hopefully like Mr. Carbajal, that's really great at doing likenesses.
Yeah.
And then you can just you can create like these non-existent movies. Oh, I would love to do the Billy Jack versus Blackula comic like that.
Oh my goodness!
People give me more money so I can make more comics.
I'm gonna take this foot and put it upside your left fang.
That's a great cover right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's his mom coming out of the ground or whatever.
Boy, Frankie.
Yeah, that's his mother, right?
Top, though.
Yep. Also in this issue, the New York Ripper returns.
Funny how the Ripper is a duck. You know what I mean?
I have to look this up now. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, actually, let me see if I got the trailer here. Oh, an interesting thing is that interesting development is that you can't get these comics right now. If you go to like the Ebon Press site, you can't get this shit right now. But that's because he just signed a deal with Vinegar Syndrome, and so Vinegar Syndrome is now going to be putting out Vinegar Syndrome books.
Okay.
Yeah, and
that's pretty
these
thick.
Are going to be some
dude.
of those books.
Fucking love the art in there, man.
Like I said, they're on the pricey side, but holy shit, the quality is like second to none.
How many pages is that?
You get what you paid for. It's
How many
about
pages? That's a half inch thick.
It's like about 80 pages.
Or more.
It's about 90.
Good Lord.
90, yeah. Maybe 100.
Maybe.
Wow.
Yeah, it looks like about 100 pages. 120.
Yeah, here, check this out.
120 pages.
And like really good paper too.
thick.
Like I said,
that artwork, dude, so nice.
It's
so
flawless, dude.
Detailed and shit. The line work would fucking be crammed with ink.
Well, that's the great thing also about doing a comic that's based on a property that's like 35, 40 years old. You don't have to worry about getting it out there really fast.
Right.
You can,
those public domain characters are going to be up and about.
Sorry about that. What were you saying, Matt?
Oh, I'm just saying a lot of like public domain characters are going to be, opening up over the next 20 years.
Oh yeah, man. Let's take a quick look at the trailer that he has. I think for the Maniac comic, and Laser Blast too.
VHS Comics, the ultimate analog comic book experience.
One of the first movies released on VHS.
And comic fans unite. The video stores of the 1980s may be gone mostly, but we're keeping their spirit alive with 2 incredible comic book issues based on top-renting VHS titles from the good old days. First up is Laser Blast, the sci-fi B-movie from Charles Band, which became a beloved Mystery Science Theater 3000
They see the
episode.
smoke and everything?
Our comic is a hard R-rated reimagining of the classic film that will blast your mind. With stunning art by Pat Carbajal, plus expanded scenes and graphic gore. There's even a bonus article filled with little-known facts, pinups, and rare photos. Also available is William Lustig Sleeves horror classic Maniac, starring Joe Spinell in a chilling performance that defined a genre. The comic is a 40-page king-size issue featuring art by Pat Carbajal and colors by Fat Boy. Maniac is our most shocking and violent comic book yet, and it also features an incredible length interview with the film's legendary director. This double shot of comic badassery is unlike anything done before, and this is only the beginning. Both titles will continue with multiple issues as the expanded analog universe of VHS comics continues. Our comics are mailed directly to you from our website. You can't get them in any store. We ship them in special no-crush mailers, so they arrive in mint condition. Each issue of VHS Comics comes sealed and stickered in our incredible outer jacket sleeve, featuring stunning art by Kyle Hotz and Jason Moore, with colors by Fat Boy. Plus you get cool extras like trading cards, stickers, and a special preview brochure. All of this coolness is sealed inside your A-Bond sleeve. And if you purchase our signature editions, you get the most insane extra of all, an actual vintage-style VHS box with custom art by Pat Carbajal, and each one comes signed by writer Steven Romano.
That shit's badass.
Basically a crowdfund. Mm-hmm. Basically all the same shit you get on a crowdfund, straight up.
Yep.
These insanely
but all through his own website.
Cool boxes come flat inside your comic sleeve, so you can assemble it and display it proudly along with all your other cool
I'm gonna make
analog age collectibles.
Right, dude, how
I'm gonna make those for my next books. I'm making that
right?
VHS shit for my next books.
Right?
VHS comics
template.
Come with
seriously, dude. Right? That's like I saw that shit. I was just like, wait a second. Why don't we have those?
Yeah,
everything
fuck that.
You see here, kids. Both Laser Blast and Maniac are available to order together. And like the videos of yesteryear, they are only physical analog media. No versions of these books are on sale on any digital platform whatsoever.
That's what's up.
It's the ultimate comic book tribute to an age long gone. An all new age that begins in the future.
Hell yeah.
Pretty badass, right?
Fucking dope.
Laser Blast is weird, man. I'd say there's a Fanboy Flicks channel on YouTube that goes through like old movies or weird movies, bad movies, whatever. Yeah. The one on Laser Blast is pretty good.
Oh. That was one of the very first movies that ever came out on VHS. In the early days of VHS, I've talked about this before. At the beginning, it was there weren't that many movies because Hollywood wasn't putting their shit out because they were like, well, if people can watch movies at home, they'll stop going to the theaters.
At Target, dude. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was going to say Charles Band was one of the first people that just said, "Fuck it, I'll put my shit out there."
Yeah.
And ended up cleaning up and doing really well. Oh, Matt, did you see the trailer for
Part 4?
5.
Oh, it's 5?
Yeah.
I didn't even see part 4. I saw it in a DM. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to check it out. And I saw that you were kind of like lackluster on it, but I was like, he looks pretty dope. He looks like old and fucked up. Like I kind of decrepit. I don't know. I looked forward to it.
Look, hey, I'm gonna be there day one. I'm gonna watch.
Well, I gotta watch
shit.
4 now, dog. I didn't even know they had fucking 4.
Oh yeah. Let this
Homeboy
be a
fucking,
bloodbath.
Homeboy fucking damn
Look,
on
it's got
Twitter. I
Anders
forgot
Hove.
his name. Do you see the toys? You see the toys on Twitter? Homeboy, fuck, dude, his name's
Anders Hove? Charles Band?
No, hold on one sec. He had a bunch of toys, dude, from there.
Oh yeah, I got some right here.
The homie, dude.
Yeah, Charles Band.
No, not Charles Band.
No.
No. The homeboy Blake Miller, fucking one of my biggest backers. He's got a gang of these. I tagged you in the tweet. He's got like almost all the fucking Rad Dude toys and the mask.
Oh, does he really?
Yeah, he's a big horror collector like you, dude. Big Butch Cleaver direct backer. But yeah, I tagged you on the tweet. It was like a week ago or some shit.
Got the Pimp doll from Blood Dolls. I got a couple of these things. He's still nice and minty fresh.
Hey.
In the package, but yeah, the Rad Dude is pretty cool because he goes with the Bloodstone. Give me the Bloodstone, it is mine.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. I got to check out because we were talking about it, and I really like those movies. I didn't know they did a fourth one.
Yeah.
I
Although
don't
you also
remember
have
the
to
third
watch
one.
the Vampire Chronicles or the Vampire Diaries. You have to watch or the Vampire Journals. It's called.
Oh,
Watch
really?
the Vampire Journals first, and then because that ties into. Although actually, I don't think you have to watch that because actually, I think that's chronologically, story-wise, that's set after Blood Subspecies 4.
But it's still content that's out there to watch in that universe,
Yeah.
right? Oh yeah, I didn't fucking know that. Like, because I just watched the first 2. I still got to watch Maniac Cop 3.
Oh, you
But
still didn't watch 3 because 2 and 3 are basically like one movie.
yeah, I might have watched that, but yeah, dude, it looks dope. I think he's a
Those
cool
are great. I
character.
love those,
Like,
man.
he's a fucking ghoul vampire. He looks
Vlatislas.
dope. It's funny.
Dude, one of the best vampires ever.
Yeah, and it's cool to see him come back and do an old one.
Yeah, I mean, look. I mean, it didn't. I felt kind of disappointed by it, but then again, it's just an early trailer, so
Right. They got the trailer for the new reboot. They got rid of the other guy, the old director of Jeepers Creepers. I guess they're doing the fourth one's coming out on Hulu, and it might be out now or it's coming out. It's a reboot. So
a
I don't
reboot.
know.
So well, I'm surprised that Victor Salva hasn't won an Academy Award yet. But I heard those vampire movies suck. Are you being funny, sir?
Dillard liked it. No, he said it was pretty great.
Yeah, it was.
It's a good movie.
I wish I could have
Train to
spent more
Busan?
time. I wish I could have spent more time last Saturday on that one. There was finally.
Timothy, what do you mean? Which movie you're referring to? Should I watch it or skip it?
Oh yeah, you got to watch Train to Busan. Fucking
Train to
Timmy.
Busan's fantastic.
You'll love that shit, dog.
Yeah, there's both versions I believe are available on Tubi, dubbed and
Tubi.
subtitled.
Yes. If you go to the video that we did last week, it has the link to both versions.
Yeah.
And folks, if from listening to us talking about Maniac makes you think that you want to check out Maniac, I mean, look, I'm not gonna lie, it's a movie that's gonna make you want to feel like you want to take a shower.
I was just gonna say
afterwards,
shower.
but then again, that's
Go
it's
out
horror,
and get
though.
a brand new
Exactly.
loofah.
That's kind of
Get
what
a
horror's
brand
supposed to
new
do, though. No.
loofah,
Yes.
And then take a shower.
Well, not all horror, but
Some.
Look, yeah. I mean, look. Sometimes you want filet mignon. Sometimes you want a greasy cheeseburger, and in this case, maybe you want like a dirty, like a rancid pork sandwich.
For me, I like carne asada, like right in between. You know what I mean? Like some action horror. You know?
Yeah.
Like some grilled flank steak. You know?
Yeah, man. Without a doubt.
I do like the Jeepers Creepers movies, though. It is sad though that guy got not sad, but it's pretty gross that fool
Oh yeah,
allegedly got convicted.
I would totally be into that. There's a lot of good stuff that's worth making fun of. Totally,
without a doubt.
I mean, those MST3K guys. I mean, they watch it and then they write the jokes and then they film it with the blood. But I think it's possible to do some stuff on the fly.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, that created that led to a generation of people that won't shut the fuck up during a movie. That's one of the reasons the only movie theater I go to is either like if it's a big chain theater by me, I'll only go see the movie if I know it's gonna be empty, right? Or
drive it.
The Alamo.
Right.
The Alamo Draft House,
drive-ins
where they
work.
tell
Drive-ins
you
are good.
right when you come in, like if you're talking during the movie, people bitch about it, you're throwing your ass out.
Yeah.
See you later. Bye type shit.
Drive in.
I wish.
I want to go to a drive-in. I still haven't gone.
Oh wow.
Drive-in's the best, man. You sit in your car, crack all the jokes you want, smoke.
I got
all
one
the
like
weed.
20 blocks from my house. It's only like 6 years old or some shit. I don't even know if it's open or not. It opened right before right before the beer virus kicked off. So
I'm not gonna go into it tonight because it's a little lengthy. Maybe but I got a really good drive-in story for the next time that we do one of these. But I have to bail out of here. I appreciate you letting me on.
For sure,
it was
brother.
a lot of fun talking with Allie Pops. It's good to see you, Matt.
yeah, it was a good show.
Always, yeah. I mean, it was what a movie! Holy shit!
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
I do go out, get a new loofah, then take a shower after you watch this movie. Don't use the old loofah; it won't do it. You gotta get a new one. Dip that shit in bleach, scrub yourself down.
Yeah, man.
Right?
Yeah.
Irish Spring. That's all you do.
Yeah, that's it. Get the jar of Irish Spring, untouched by human hands. Lather yourself up. Have a nice song in the shower there. Sing hymns while you're in
Sometimes you need to take a dip in the cinematic sewer. What am I going to tell you?
No, it was good. I'm glad I got a chance to hang with you guys. It doesn't always work out this way. Schedules are weird, and tonight planets lined up, and I'm glad I was able to participate.
Likewise.
But I gotta bail. It's so good to see you guys again.
Be well.
Take it easy. Take it easy, fellas.
Later, brother.
All right. So I'm not sure. Next week we got Hojo, right?
Hojo CromCon show.
Okay. We got to talk to Hojo and see what movie we're doing.
We got to look for something. I know what he wants to watch, but I don't know if they got it on there. But
which is
Monster Squad. But it's going to be kind of hard to find that.
Wow. I don't know. I can actually take a quick look right now. There's this feature on IMDb. Boy, I wish they would stop fucking improving that website.
Yeah.
But they do have a little feature where you can see all the watch options. Yeah, it's paywalled.
Fucker. Yeah. Motherfucker.
Yeah, unless I could find a fucking like a Blu-ray, a dubious Blu-ray rip or something on YouTube. But let's find out what his second or third choices are. I'm surprised like people are very kind of confused when I'm like, oh well, it just has to be a movie not behind a paywall. And they're confused because most people don't even know that sites like Tubi exist.
Yeah.
But so I have to explain that shit to them. What I usually do is have them give me like 3 or 4 titles, and I can usually find one of those is going to be like not paywalled.
And yeah, this will be the CromCon edition.
Word.
So, did you want to have the whole segment on your channel, or did you want it to start when your show starts?
Yeah, that works.
Which?
Or we could do either that, or we could do both. Like what I did with the zombie episode was I had like the whole stream on there, but then I also had the episode, so that way, I mean, so starting with this stream, so that people could find it, right? So that people will look up Lucio Fulci's zombie, bang, it's right there.
No, I
meant if it was the CromCon thing, they wouldn't find it.
I meant as far as CromCon, do you want on your channel us starting the segment of CromCon, or do you want us to wait on your channel to start it until this show starts? Because I got to start it on my channel at 6 o'clock.
All right, what makes more sense? What do you guys think makes the most sense?
I think you just run it all. Just run the whole thing on your channel. The last segment of CromCon,
that's fine.
Or the Saturday night segment of CromCon, we just run on your channel too.
That's fine. That works. That works.
Makes it easy for me. Then I just set it
okay.
all.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm thinking.
We're still going to do the show. It's not going to change. It's going to be on the same channels and everything. It's just starting a little early with a couple other highlights of other people. Stephen B's draw stream we'll come out right before your show, just like always. And if y'all ain't paying attention, Sunday nights we going back in time. We doing some Matt Burke show. Monday morning, we're doing some more Matt Burke show till we get caught up.
Nice.
And then we're going to show it every night, Sunday night, at 10 o'clock, so that there's a replay.
Nice.
Matt's going to do his show on the network too.
That's killing it for sure. Pops, tell these fools where they can find you.
Madness Comic on Twitter, Comic Talk with Pops Van Zandt on the tube, and the Comic Related Madness on Facebook. And everything's growing, yo. It's all growing.
Hell yeah. Matt, tell these fools where they can find you.
You guys can find me on Twitter at Runecutter Comic. If you guys want to check out my channel on YouTube, it's Metal Movies and Brewskis, where we talk about metal movies, brewskis, comics. Have creators on. They talk about their worlds on my show, Open the Gates. And if you guys want to support me, you can back my comic book over here, Butch Cleaver. It's about a brutal butcher who gets killed. He's brought back to life by a voodoo curse, and that curse gives him the power to weaponize bone on a molecular level. Think a spaghetti western in a Hammer movie production. And that's butchcleaver.com.
That's badass.
Really good stuff.
Thanks, man.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it is. Everybody, you can find me on the Twitter at Brian Christgau. You can find me on the YouTubes at Brian Christgau. Don't forget to smash that like button, ring a ding ding dong, little bell for notifications. And I guess we will see you next week.
We got some sponsors to show off on the way out.
We do. Yes, we do. By the way, Pops, if I close the browser as you're running those, does that then fuck shit up, or is everything still copacetic?
As long as you don't hit that end broadcast button.
Yes.
Just leave that one for me.
Okay. Because dudes, because I would love to hang out and everything, but I gotta get something. Fucking
go do your thing, brother.
All right.
Okay. Everybody, you know what's up.
Yep.
Peace, love
and metal.
First world, come in and take a seat. Pay us no attention, it's all conspiracy. We have satire and parody, some funny, some perverse. If none of it's offensive to you, you'd be the first. till I die. And kill till I die.
In a world where creatures of myth and legend exist, a covert task force is charged with keeping humanity safe from supernatural threats. And when young Nancy Moon stumbles into the eternal battle between good and evil, she finds... Oh my God, will you shut up? What's happening? Agent Beckett here. Aren't you tired of stuff like that? Want something different? Roll the tape. Whoops. Sorry about that. That's a song I'm writing for my ex. Okay, here we go. Yeah, that's more like it. Alrighty. Welcome to the world of the mythicals. We have it all. Monsters. Magic. Government agents. He's the strong silent type. This guy. Ugh, gross, dude. Get some kind of cream or something. Lots of 90s style action. Pew pew pew. And that strong female lead alluded to earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention a dashing field commander with a great sense of fashion. Look at those glasses. South River Studios presents The Mythicals, Issue 1. Buy it, if you dare. Ugh, will you can it already? How'd you get free? Now beat it before I lose my cool. So what are you waiting for? Sign up today. Like right now.
Sign up today on Indiegogo.
Comic Books for Kids provides comic books to kids in hospitals and cancer centers across the U.S. It's a place where we can all work together to make sure every child has a comic book. 100% of all proceeds go towards the kids. It's about making a difference, and while they're in the hospital, allowing them to fly like a superhero, battle dragons, or rescue teddy bears. We are in every state in the country and now support over 160 hospitals.